Johnson and Onions. How we doing?
Oh, absolutely tremendous. How about you guys?
Oh, just swell and fantastic. Loving this Tuesday conference slate. How are we?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Missed the show last night. Much good and little mental reset. Busy as shit today at work. Forgot to freaking put my picks on the page, but I just put them up there so I could recap them real quick. But not too bad of a day. Nothing, not hot, but not cold. So can't complain.
Yeah, same. I'm sitting at 9-6 right now. We got some games remaining, so a lot of ball left. But I'm happy with it. 9-6. Can't be too mad about it. There's some great games today, some great covers, some bad bets overall, some good bets. Kind of tale of two halves today with some of these games a little bit for sure.
Every fucking game, two different halves. Fucking terrible day. I'm ready to move on. Just want to fucking win. It's been god awful since the conference or Christmas break. So hopefully tomorrow's the day it all clicks and gets on track. But yeah, no bueno for me today.
Well, good day. Some covers. We started with UMass covering 3.5. They were down, I believe, 7.5. They were kind of battling back and forth. Then they were up 82-80 in the final minute, and they lose 86-83. Electric cover at the end. 2 missed free throws from Ohio. UMass gets the 3.5. That was a fun one.
Yeah. Miracle. Shout out Ohio. Don't make your free throws, kids.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I didn't bet that game, but I would have been on Ohio. So I'm glad I didn't bet that game.
Yeah, and then Kent State got it done on the money line. If anyone took that, that was a good one. Georgia, Florida. Georgia team total under comes through for me. The crazy bets are great. They score 77. They don't cover, I believe. Even on the final number, Florida wins by 15, 92-77. They swamp them in the second half.
Yeah, I should have freaking bet. I was mad at myself. This is one of those ones where I should have bet Florida, but it was the 9.5 number scared me away. So I stayed off of it just because it was so big, but it was telling for a reason, I think. That was probably one of my ones that I was more frustrated about, of not pulling the trigger, just being scared. But probably if I was on the show, somebody could have talked me onto it, but I just stayed away from it completely.
Western Michigan comes through. Team total over comes through after only scoring 25 in the first 15 minutes of the game. They come through, get the team total over for me. I believe they covered the 14.5. Trevor, did you end up betting Western Michigan?
First half. Didn't play the full game, so got the first half. Nice there. So shout out Western Michigan. You're on my good side.
Ball State, though, hand up, Trevor. Why the hell do we bet them? Eastern Michigan shoots 58% from the field, 29 through 50, just dominated. What was it? What'd you say, Trevor? A 25-6 run for Eastern Michigan at one point?
Yeah, going from first half into second half was like a 25-6 run, and then I just stopped paying attention. It was no point in even worrying about that. So. Congratulations, world. You got Eastern Michigan against Ball State for free money, and you got Duke. So Sportsbook just hands out free money, apparently.
Yeah, Muncie Meth for sure, a fade. And shout out T&B Appliance for donating. And yes, I think we both need to get our stones checked for sure. Maybe stones, what do they call those? Reduction. Maybe a stones reduction. For betting Ball State, some say. So yes, LSU, bad bet. Don't care if I got team total or the -7.5 Trevor took. LSU is a bad bet. They got their ass kicked.
I was on mute. I didn't realize. We call that an orchidectomy.
Oh, okay. That to reduce the size of your balls.
Just to remove them. remove the balls.
We don't want to do that. We just want to decrease the size of them, just because they're so freaking big betting on Ball State, and they're so freaking big betting on Syracuse. The Christmas jersey comes through, baby. Let's go.
I mean, it helps when Georgia Tech loses their two bigs in the first half, but yep, give it to Cuse. Hang on one.
What's the story behind the Christmas jersey?
I just got a Carmelo Anthony Syracuse jersey for Christmas, and then I was like, "That's the reason I bet Syracuse." So I ended up betting Syracuse last night. And I said, if they win, I'm gonna bet this freaking. I'm gonna wear this jersey tomorrow, and I wore it on the pregame show at TCE, and then took it off for some in-laws coming over for dinner. Put it back on for the show.
I wish I would have known that. That's what I get for going to sleep early, waking up, going straight to work, not watching. Damn it. Because I did like Syracuse. I just didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah, they're the better team. Georgia Tech sucks. Akron did not come through for us, Trevor. They were flirting with it. They were always up like 13 or 15 the entire game. Just couldn't get over that ceiling there.
Dude, nobody showed up today. Like, nobody showed up today. It's been like that. Ain't nobody shows up. You don't know if the home team's not going to show up. You don't know if the road team's not going to show up. You can't make fucking rhyme or reason of any of this shit right now. Very fucking infuriating. Yeah, I don't know. They just no-showed, and they should have fucking blew them out, and they just didn't give a fuck. They lost, showed up at home, didn't give a fuck, and just went through the motions.
Butler St. John's over does not come through for me. They were on pace. The live over under was at like 169.5, 170.5 on the first half. Butler just no shows the second half. A classic move by Butler. DePaul or St. John's wins by 14 to Butler 84-70. Does not hit the over either. So
that was one of my easier ones that I hit on. I was big on St. John's off of that Providence loss. Haven't been too fond of Butler, so that came through pretty easily. Especially the second half, they kind of pulled away there, so that made it a nice little no sweat.
Thad Matta just kind of collecting a check, just a tad bit. Props to him. I like Thad Matta, but it's brutal over there. I didn't have any action in Michigan game. They only beat Penn State by 2. I didn't have action in West Virginia. They beat Cincinnati. Didn't have action in Toledo. They covered. And then, Trevor, did you bet DePaul money line against Georgia? No, we had Georgetown. I picked Georgetown, no bet. And then Iowa, Minnesota. I thought I bet the plus 6.5 on Minnesota, but I remembered I took the over this morning. I was like, oh, let's go. Minnesota's up. I looked at it. I was like, oh, shit, I took the over. I was looking at my bet slip, one of those. Pulled a Trevor, but it worked out. They ended up scoring 137, hitting the over, and Minnesota wins outright, plus 6.5. Come on, Trevor. Barn play. Let's go.
I didn't have the money line until this morning, and then I didn't play it, but I had the 6.5, so cool. Shout out Minnesota, hanging on and not allowing overtime there.
Oklahoma State came through for us, though.
Shout out Oklahoma State. I fucking love you guys. Don't let me down. Well, maybe once or twice this year, but I've had a lot of success with Oklahoma State this year.
Yeah, that was a big one. If I would have been on the show, that would have been a circle smash play, Big 12 aficionado. I was definitely on Oklahoma State for sure. I don't know why my comments YouTube keeps rejecting my comments, thinking that it's spam. I'm just trying to respond to these people in the chat. It's pissing me off. But yeah, that was a definite get up spot, total get up and let down spot. Oak State off the 20-point loss on the road against Texas Tech. UCF off the big home win against KU. Classic.
Pump Fake Pod Test came through there, by the way, and then SIU Edwardsville. They're not done yet on the bet slip. They're not on the no bet list anymore. They get done. And then how could we not I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the Duke-Louisville game. Same thing as last year. Louisville plays tough. Looks like they're going to dominate just like the first half, and then they come and no-show the second half. Similar game to their home game last year. My thoughts on Pat Kelsey were right a little bit. Fake tough guy there, in my opinion. But Mr. Young Khalifa, though, was clipping at the freaking top, Trevor. We were burning on that Khalifa. I thought everything was going well, but then a no-show in the second half. Duke comes out and just slaughters them. There was no hope for Louisville in the second half, only putting up 21 second-half points. So shout out Duke, big win. Another classic Louisville having a strong non-conference, but probably will end up being a freaking 9 seed in the tournament again.
Man, that was brutal. Mia Khalifa's stepbrother, man, he pissed me off.
Yeah. Wiz Khalifa's cousin, too, I think. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So, yeah. I'm young Khalifa. I'm young Khalifa. Woo. Anyway. Yeah. Sitting 9-6. We got some games left. Kind of tracking in the win one, lose one kind of bit right now, but for the late slate. But it was a good Super Tuesday. I had some fun with it. A lot of good games. Teams playing hard. A lot of points scored and some good upsets to start off conference play for sure.
Yeah, I'm 4-2 right now. A lot less bets than I typically do. I've got 6 pending. Looking like it might be a decent day. Famous last words right there. We'll see what happens going on. But KU down 12 at the Fog.
Yeah,
that was a hold my nose and bet TCU plus 7.5. After all the comments and stuff on Darren Peterson, I was a little sketched out. Didn't think he was going to play as much, and he actually played a lot. Luckily, KU is not playing good at all, so it was really almost a Darren Peterson fade second half kind of play for me. But it looks like it's going to work out, hopefully.
Yeah, looks like it's going to work out for sure. A lot of problems with Kansas, man. They're
not good.
Bill Self, not my in-game coach either. I'll be honest. Like,
hey, he's one of the best ATO coaches. I will say that.
Put it on his gravestone. Who gives a fuck?
Damn.
I don't know. I'm not a big in-game Bill Self guy, but once everyone else started cheating and not considering it cheating, things got a little tougher for Kansas and Bill Self.
The playing field.
Yep, for sure. But yeah, good day. It looks like Elliott up. Trevor's bouncing back. Trevor was sitting at 9 out of 10 winning days, so it's a big turn here. We got a nice little Wednesday. Big game of P5. You got some good mid majors slipped in. I forgot Wednesday is a decent slate on this routine of conference play schedule.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be cooler when I start winning, but till then, I don't give a fuck. I want to go back to non-con. That's what I want to go back to.
Fuck that.
Yeah, let's go.
Fuck no, that shit was profitable as shit. Conference can blow my dick. Fucking NC State can't beat Boston College by 10 points. Go fuck yourselves. You guys are a fucking joke.
Colorado State lost. I had them on the money line or plus one. I can't remember what I bet. So 4-3 now. I got Wisconsin minus 3.5, TCU plus 7.5, Tech minus or plus 6.5, Wyoming minus 4.5, and Nevada money line. I think that game is just now getting ready to tip, but that's what I got left. So we'll see what happens.
I got Wyoming and Nevada left for sure. San Jose State's probably cooked. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'm happy. Hey, win or lose, it may be a losing night, but we'll see. Hey, we ride through the motions. Long season. Conference play is awesome, Trevor. We were so hot last year in conference play. It's definitely coming, and a tide is going to be turning here. It's college basketball, baby. Let's keep rocking. Here's how we turn it now. We get sponsored by Rhythm and use our good old friends at Rhythm AI predictive modeling. They go through every single game on the board, picking their top confidence of picks, using their models, historical data, years of historical data, transfer portal, swapping, no worry for your own having to do that or any kind of extra CSV work. The days of long Excel sheets are quite over. When you have Rhythm, being able to click on any game, checking their, like I said, their confidence, how many times that they've won it. And now that they also released a parlay optimizer as well. So you got your straight bets for every game picked, but also things that could be a parlay piece as well. So make sure to check out Rhythm using promo code Rhythm or promo code PFP25 for 25% off your first month for Rhythm. We got the over 152.5 there for Wisconsin UCLA. We're going to need the foul game to kind of take us over here. So, but anyway, 27-13, regardless of what the play hits or doesn't hit. It's been a profitable Rhythm play of the day for sure. So, yes, Wisconsin UCLA over 152.5. Let's get this going. And shout out Rhythm. We're going to have another Rhythm play today.
Oh yeah, Southern, man. That was like the first Rhythm play that we didn't even have to. There was no sweat to it. It just was ass from the beginning. So we were bound to have one of them. We had it last night, but looks like we're back to sweating out and hopefully cashing again.
Yep, very, very close. But yeah, happy to get into it. We got a lot of games tomorrow. We'll recap the rest of our games that we got throughout the show. Like I said, we got P5. We got some mid-majors sprinkled in. It's a good day of college basketball tomorrow, and I'm pumped up to watch it. So yeah, Trevor, Wednesday, shall we? Muted.
Furman's laying 2.5 at Nuga, over under 145.5. And UCLA gave up 147.
149.
Oh, they scored. We're still cooked.
Scored. Oh, yeah.
UCLA needs to score, and for some reason, foul. It's just fucking foul. If Wisconsin can make their free throws, would have been nicer. Well, I know what I'm going to play. I'm going to play Chattanooga. Furman ended their season in the SoCon conference tournament last year. Furman, looking good here. They just lost to Western Carolina in overtime, but prior to that, they'd won, 6 straight. Their losses this year: Illinois State, Northern Iowa, Troy, High Point. They've lost to good teams. Chattanooga has not looked good here, but at home, conference play, you just lost to VMI. I think you show up here. Furman is a team that knocked you out of the postseason tournament last year. I think they want a little bit of revenge here. Under Earl, this line feels a little short, but I'll take Chattanooga in this one.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you here. I think Chattanooga kind of sucks a little bit, though, to be honest with you. So not my favorite taking this Chattanooga team. Normally in the past, I'd love to just ride the Mocs, but this year it's been rather interesting. But this game's on CBS Sports Network. I think Chattanooga just has to step up. Offensively, they're there. They just need to step up on the other side of the ball and play just a little bit better of defense. I hate seeing Furman off of a loss, especially to Western Carolina at home. Now they step on this away gym. But Chattanooga's lost 4 of their last 5. They're 0-2 to start conference play. I think they find a way to keep this close, dig their nails into the floor, and cover the 2.5. Let's go Chattanooga.
Yeah, I'll be on Chattanooga as well. I'm kind of on your side though, Huff. Usually this would kind of be a smash play for me with Chattanooga at home. They lost their last 2 home games to D1 opponents. Last time out was December 6th, so we're looking at just over a month out from their last home game. I think they get up here, get it done here in conference play. Start out 0-2, both of those games on the road. Furman now hits the road for their first time in conference play. I know Furman is the better team, so that kind of scares me a little bit, and that they're off of that loss at home to Western Carolina. But I will ride the Mocs here plus 2.5 here at home. So please, like you said, play some defense, and hopefully we can start out the day right instead of dropping the first bet like I did today with Louisville.
Let's go Mocs.
do it. Gone. Show up tomorrow. Full 40. Greensboro's catching 5.5 at Wofford, over under 153.5.
I will lay it here. Wofford, they just got done off their road trip, beat Western Carolina by 5, Citadel by 9 on the road to open up conference play. Greensboro on the other hand, we've got them. They're got 2 good wins. Good wins, I guess. At home against Chattanooga and Sanford. Now they go on the road. I just think that Wofford at home is going to be able to get it done here. Their offense is really going to be able to take advantage of a piss poor defense that Greensboro has. You could maybe talk me into maybe an over as well. Wofford's defense isn't that great either, but at home, laying just under 3 possessions, I'll be able to lay it here with Wofford, and this will be another bet for me. Wofford minus the 5.5.
Go ahead.
Wofford laying 5.5. I know Greensboro's bad, but is Wofford really that much better? I mean, what's their best win? I mean, when they beat Milwaukee second game of the season, but other than that, the best win is Western Carolina, Eastern Kentucky, we could argue. It's not like they've been great either. Greensboro just beat Stanford, Chattanooga, so conference play here, they're starting to show up here and get some wins. Hitting the road, first time since December 6th, that could be a little bit of an issue. I just think it's too many points. Like, I don't think Wofford is that good. To where
That'll be, baby.
I might. I don't know. I'm the way this week's going. I'm gun shy. I'll pick Greensboro. No bet for now.
Yeah, I like the over 151.5 here on FanDuel. That's available. I think we see a good amount of points here where, and a lack of defense. We have a team in UNCG that doesn't turn the ball over very much at all. You have Wofford that doesn't turn the ball over either. And then on the defensive side, they don't force turnovers as much. And both teams get to the line a good amount. I think we're going to see a good amount of opportunities for both teams to score. And a lack of defense. So I like the over. FanDuel's got 151.5. I'm going to keep an eye on this line, see if we can get a better one. But I do like the over here, over laying 2 or 3 possessions with Wofford or trying to take UNCG from avoiding a back door after a hard-fought game offensively.
Yeah, I like that over too. Both defenses are kind of piss poor. I do think Greensboro is going to figure it out here. I know they had a struggle of a non-conference, but now they're taking a little step down in competition and playing some similar type foes. So I think that they will get some wins. I just like Wofford at home, though.
Yeah. Next, Holy Cross catching 3.5 at Lehigh, over under 136.5. Fuck you, Bilodeau. Oh, my God. We just got hooked on the phone. God.
Yeah, he missed a free throw. Wow.
God, fucking damn. And they missed 3 shots at the fucking rim. God damn. Good God. Fucking, what do these kids get paid for? Fucking trash.
Not to make free throws.
Yeah, definitely to miss free throws for sure. You know what? This game freaking stinks. We got Lehigh laying points. They've lost how many games in a row? They're the worst team in the Patriot League. Sometimes things like that matter. So I'm gonna go Lehigh minus 3.5, but I'm not betting this.
2.5 on FanDuel if anybody wants to. If anybody wants to take this side in Lehigh.
I'll take Lehigh. I'm not betting it. This fake sharp team laying points when they're the worst team has not come through at all this year, but I think it will at some point. I'll take Lehigh, but I'm not betting it.
I'll take Lehigh and I'll bet it. I'll take the minus the 2.5 on FanDuel. I think at home they started out conference play 0-2, lost their first home game to Army in overtime. I think that they can get it done here. Holy Cross, I really like backing them at home versus on the road, so I'll kind of fade Holy Cross away from home, back Lehigh here in a little spot, and take Lehigh minus the 2.5.
Dusty loves fading the. He says they're 4-1 when battling on rhythm play of the day. Congrats to you.
Battle every day. You'd be 14-27.
Army's laying 4.5 against Loyola. Over unders 150.5. Ooh. Ooh. I like Army at home, but laying this many points with Army is quite interesting to say the least. You just don't know which one you're going to get. Loyola doesn't defend the 3 super well, and that's kind of where Army's going to pounce on. Loyola hasn't won a game in quite some time. Army off of a loss to Colgate. I think that they could maybe expose Loyola at home. I'll take Army laying it minus 4.5, but check the picks page to see if I bet this. We got a lot of games tonight, so I need to see if this actually makes my card early. But with it being an early game, it very well could be. Like I said, I think they're going to try to expose Loyola around the 3. If shots are falling, they definitely could cover this number. But there's probably a better live number out there too. Just betting Army laying 2 possessions.
Yeah, I like Army. I think they've been good. Loyola hasn't covered anything lately. I mean, they just lost by 15, 15, 7, 8, 16, 22. I mean, if you're losing to VMI on the road by 16, I don't see why Army can't get you by 5. I'll lay it with Army.
Yeah, I will lay it with Army. This will be a no bet for me, though. I'll actually, that I'm thinking about it, I'll just take the Army team total over as my pick. I think Loyola's defense is putrid. Army can get it going from 3, but I also think Army's defense isn't that good either. So I'll team total Army over, no bet, or Army minus 4, no bet.
Yeah, I like that. 76.5 is Army's team total.
Thank you. I was just looking it up.
Next, Longwood's catching 4.5 at Asheville, over under 148.5.
Dude, I kind of like Longwood here. I feel like this is like where Longwood was a team that was struggling, non-conference play for sure. And now I think they're going to pick it up in Big South play. They got a win against Winthrop at home. They didn't really show up against High Point on the road, but they covered the 17.5, only losing by 13. And I think they can be live here, potential on this second road stint in a row here before they go back to home to play the Blue Hose. I think Longwood can carry this momentum against a pretty inefficient team in UNC Asheville. They don't shoot many threes, so I feel like Asheville won't be able to pull away by any means. And I think Longwood could expose them in the interior by getting some rebounds, getting those second chance opportunities. I think Longwood covers this game, and I think they're potentially live here against Asheville. I will bet Longwood plus 4.5.
I don't get why Asheville's laying points here. I mean, I got maybe a pick, but 4.5 points. Haven't beaten a D1 team since December 2nd when they beat Greensboro. Other than that, they've gotten 2 D2 wins. Longwood, they beat Winthrop, NC Central, Morgan State, Maine, Binghamton. It's not like they're beating anybody either, but I'll take Asheville. I don't know why they're laying 4.5. I'll dive into it, but I'm not going to bet this.
Yeah, I'm on your side here, Huff. I'll take Longwood plus the 4.5. I think this will be a close game, come down to the wire. If Asheville gets it done, they win this by a possession or 2. So I don't mind taking the 4.5 there with Longwood. Longwood from the free throw line, they also shoot 76%, which is going to be good on the road. You need to convert from the free throw line in a close game. Asheville, on the other hand, shoots 69%. So I like backing the team that's a better free throw shooting team, especially with the fact that Longwood does foul a lot. So does Asheville. So if we got a better team getting the points, but also they shoot better from the free throw line. I'll take that all day. I also think I agree with you. Their size down low and just athleticism will be able to get some, offensive rebounds, second chance points, and be able to eat up the paint a little bit. So I'll take that and Longwood plus the 4.5.
Let's go. And yeah, Brett, Auburn epic collapsed, 22-5 run by A&M on these 7 minutes. A&M's going to win in the jungle most likely.
Like the A&M didn't bet it. Go figure.
Auburn only down one now.
Auburn only down 1 now. Yeah. Yep.
7 seconds. KU down 3.
Houston's fighting 2, down 2. So good games are loading. Great games loading.
Charleston. Oh, I put the logos on the wrong side. Charleston Southern catching 6.5 at Winthrop. Over under 165.5.
Yeah, I love this Charleston Southern team this year. I think that they've been super competitive, but 3 wins in a row going into Winthrop. I don't think Southern can hang on here. I think Winthrop bounces back defensively after almost giving one away to Gardner-Webb there. I think that they can come back and win this. I'll lay it with Winthrop against Charleston Southern here at home.
I actually like Charleston Southern. I think they can win outright. Where Charleston Southern can really kill you is the 3-ball. We've seen that. And Winthrop bottom 50 defensive 3, allowing 37%, 63% of your points coming up, and then a bottom 60 team in 3 points attempt. All that fits into Charleston Southern's hands. I mean, if they're not hitting their shots, they're going to get blown out. But I think they're gonna jack up 30-some threes, and that they hit 15 of them, 14 of them. I think they're going to be fine. They have the ability to. Winthrop is going to be able to get to the line, make their free throws. So that's a little dicey. But 6.5 with a team that doesn't have major turnover issues and can shoot the 3-ball. I'll take them on the road here. I think Charleston Southern's better than what they're getting credit for right now. So I will take them. Not to mention they beat Richmond on the road and then followed up with Gardner-Webb and Asheville wins. So they didn't have any stumble spots. I think they're better than we give them credit for. I'll take the 6.5.
Oh, I've laid it with Charleston Southern. I've laid big numbers with Charleston Southern. They're due for a stumble up though against Winthrop.
Yeah, I laid it with Charleston Southern at home against Asheville at the 5.5, and they didn't cover for me, motherfuckers. But anyway, I will be on Winthrop here as well, minus the 6.5. I think they got their scare out of the way, being down by 20 to Gardner-Webb at home on Saturday. With Charleston Southern's pace of play and how they play, I think this just allows for Winthrop to be able to extend the lead and win this by double digits. I also actually like the over 165.5. It is a big number. However, Trev brought up great points with Charleston Southern likes to shoot the 3 and Winthrop struggles to defend that. They both play with extreme amount of pace on the offensive end, and Charleston Southern also allows a lot of possessions defensively as well. So I do like the over 165.5. I'll be on either KU minus 6.5 or the over 165.5. One of those two, I'll make that. Most likely, probably the over 165.5, even though it's that high.
Indiana's laying 8.5 at Maryland, over under 147.5 to our local Hoosier.
Indiana on the road laying this many points doesn't sound too much fun here. They were hitting lights out and then looked like they couldn't just looked like they learned just how to play basketball in the second half. But this Maryland team, they're going through a rebuild. IU's a band of misfits, most likely, put together with the portal, and it's worked out pretty well here. I think IU on the road, it's a little sketchy laying this many points here, but I'm gonna go with the over here, 147.5. I think we see this number just go creep over. IU flirts around that 7 number and they win by a few possessions, but both teams have pace. They can rebound. Maryland can rebound, so those opportunities exist for them. If IU's clipping like they normally do, they'll be just fine. Shooting like they did lights out at Assembly Hall, probably not an option. But I think that they're going to be just fine to be able to score around 75 to 80 points. I think that's what we need to get this over. Maryland keeps it within the number close, but IU pulls away. So I'm going to go with the over versus laying points with the Hoosiers on the road.
Yeah, I kind of think it's too many points for Indiana to lay on the road too. As hot as they were shooting against Washington, they still only won that game by 10. Allowed Washington like 25 free throw attempts, and now you got a Maryland team that loves to drive to the lane and kick out for 3 or take it to the rack. And Indiana's a very foul-heavy team. Maryland shooting 75% from the line too. I just think they bounce back here after that loss. I think they keep this close. I think they're live to win. I think it's right there at the end. It's just a matter if they make their shots or not. But this 8.5 is too much. I'm going to be on Maryland with the points, maybe a small money line sprinkle, but I just think it's too many for Indiana. I think, there's a good chance they pull it out, but ask them to win by this much on the road, I think is a little rough. Rough spot. Not to mention the last time they hit the road, they went to Kentucky, lost by 12, went to Minnesota, lost. So on the road, they haven't really translated over. So I'll take Maryland with the points.
Yeah, I will also take Maryland plus the points. I just think it's a good spot for them. 0-3 to start Big Ten play. 2 of those being at home. Lost to Michigan by 18. Lost to Oregon by 10. I think they're going to play with some pride here. Buzz Williams is going to have them able to get up here. I think Indiana wins the game, but I do think this is a close game. You look, Indiana's only 2 true road games they've lost so far against Kentucky and Minnesota. So where I think that Indiana will figure it out and get the road win, I just don't see them winning by more than 8.5. So I will take Maryland plus 8.5.
3-piece suit versus a quarter zip and sweatpants. Unbelievable.
Missouri's catching 12.5 at Kentucky. Get the fuck out of here. Just because they beat Florida, now they're going to have a letdown spot and they're going to lose by 13 to Kentucky. The fuck? Kentucky blows. This team is awful. If they're not hitting 12 threes a game, they're not going to win. I don't think Missouri's going to let them do that. I'll take the points. Maybe this is a trap. I don't care. I'm not laying double digits with Kentucky to a Power 5 team. No way in hell. And that place is going to have their asses puckered because they already are on edge. And then if you're flirting around with a loss here, Pope's ISO is going to be tight. That whole place is going to be tight. I think it's just bad energy in there for Kentucky tomorrow. I think everybody's all worried and just wants them to win and not look like complete failures. I'll take Missouri. This is a ridiculous line.
Elliot?
A little sport crossover, not so fast, my friend, as Lee Corso would say. I'll take Kentucky minus the 12.5. I think this is similar to the Florida angle tonight. I know that was 9.5. But it is kind of a what the hell is this line? But Kentucky off the 15-point loss at Alabama, Missouri off a big win against Florida at home. Missouri defense not really that great. Haven't been too impressed with them on the defensive end. I think Kentucky at home, they'll be able to get it done here. It does kind of scare me a little bit just of it being so big. I might pivot and just play the over 151.5 because I do think that Missouri will be able to score. I think Kentucky puts up a lot of points too as well. But I will be on Kentucky would be on the Kentucky minus 12.5 side. Not quite sure if I'll get to a bet with it due to the big number. I might pivot to the 151.5 if I do bet this.
Yeah. If I had to pick a side, I would pick Missouri here, but I think this is a chance for Kentucky to dominate. I'm going to take the team total over for Kentucky. I think that Kentucky's going to be able to push tempo. Now you got Missouri coming in who likes to run up tempo as well under Dennis Gates, and this is a way for me to avoid a random pitter-pattered out second half for Missouri, who maybe plays tough for the first 30, 35 minutes of the game and then gives up. I think we're going to see some points here, especially if Missouri can hang in and semi-cover here and play within the number. I think Kentucky's going to be able to go over their team total. So give me Kentucky there on that.
You know who's not going to miss their free throws? Houston here with 2 seconds left to cover the spread. That's who's not going to miss both their free throws. Xavier's catching 4.5 at Marquette.
Oh, this game sucks.
Fuck out of here. Marquette or Xavier money line. Marquette's fucking trash. They're soft as shit.
Is Darren Peterson going to miss his last free throw? Is this?
I was talking the Houston game. 62-68, 2.8 left.
I know. I'm talking the KU game.
Oh.
Darren Peterson got
fouled. Go. Come on.
Darren Peterson got fouled on the 3, and he made them both.
Oh! Houston covered.
No, they just hit a half court. What? They just hit the half court shot.
Who?
No. Texas Tech hit a half quarter.
DP, all 3 free throws, Pier.
Oh my God! So they didn't cover
Overtime in the fog.
Oh,
that's baby. A good bucket. Holy fuck!
Did you have Texas Tech? I'm assuming
I had Texas Tech 6.5. They covered all but 2.8 seconds until that half court fucking heave. Oh my God!
Reminds me of that Iowa State Arizona game last year.
I was sitting in the fucking hotel room that time though.
That one was almost as good as the fucking Indiana one where they made that 3-quarter shot
against Michigan.
It took like 3 steps. Yeah, it took 3 steps and they counted it anyway.
Yeah, Anthony Leal. Shout out. All right.
Rex. Covered.
Shout out my guy Ken though. Houston Moneyline Live. Let's freaking go, dude. Let's go. Yeah, this game freaking sucks. Marquette's ass. Xavier's ass though. I wouldn't feel too confident with Xavier on the road when Marquette needs their back up against the wall. But this line's already up to 5.5. Who wants to lay points with Marquette? I'll take Xavier plus the points, but check the picks page if I bet it. This most likely will not make my card just due to the volatility of both of these games. And yeah, let's go. Let's go. Trevor's he's a tale of 2 emotions. There's no in between. It's either he's happy or sad. And I think he's happy now.
Well, fuck. If that doesn't turn things around, I don't know what the fuck would. Fucking half court heave to cover after just man. It's got to turn around for the love of God. But yeah, Xavier moneyline, Marquette, sauces baby shit. Richmond plus 6.5 at the Bonnies over under 150.5.
I'll take Xavier plus 4.5 too.
Oh shit, my bad.
No, we're good. No, go, keep going.
Plus 5.5 exists, Elliot. By the way,
perfect. 5.5.
We know.
Oh, beautiful.
What's this game?
What? Richmond's catching 6.5 at Bonnies over under 150.5.
Yeah, I like St. Bonaventure at home. I think this is going to be one of my parlay pieces, though. I think Richmond just exhausted everything that they could on the road at Fordham. They were down a ton.
Auburn just had a game-winning 3 to win, and then it just got reversed. So now they lost.
Dang, I just turned that game off to put on this overtime game in full screen. So
Auburn hit the 3, waved off, no good. Coach Pearl's going livid, pissed off, and now shout
out Bucky, man.
90-88.
Shout out A&M and Bucky, man, for a good first year so far. I mean, they've been competitive. It hasn't been a complete just like rebuild mode like it was with Steve Lutz in year 1 with Oklahoma State. But he was in a better position than Bucky at A&M. But anyway, yeah, I like Bonaventure here. 6.5. I think is worth it, especially off of a loss. They haven't played since December 31st, so they got some time. Now they're back at home. Give me St. Bonaventure, but I'm going to add this as a 2-team money line parlay piece. I think St. Bonaventure takes it home on the money line. That makes me avoid the 2-3 possession spread need and just gets a win at home. And I think it's we're going to find another little pair for St. Bonaventure and go on a nice little 2-team money line date.
Yeah, I'll lay it with Bonnie's. I like that money line angle too, potentially, but they should beat them by 6.5. They're off a loss at VCU on the road, return home. Richmond just got a road win at Fordham, another road game. Congrats on being Fordham, but Bonnie's a bunch different team. I'll take the St. Bonaventures.
Yeah, I'll lay it with Bonnie's here, but I do like that Huff. Give me we can maybe bring back the M&M parlay tonight, and this could be one of the pieces because I do like Bonnie's to get it done at home.
Yeah, M&M parlay piece profitable. St. Joe's, Duquesne. Duquesne's laying 2.5 on the road against St. Joe's. Over-unders 153.5. Duquesne did not cover against VCU on Saturday. Know that for a fact. And now we get Duquesne going on the road. Maybe they are a better road team potentially at home. They got a road win against Davidson. St. Joe's offensively has been a major issue, to say the least. They can't really score. They kind of like to take you inside a little bit. That's the St. Joe's method. Try to get rebounds, kind of muck it up, to say the least. Now we have Duquesne, Pittsburgh to Philadelphia, one of the faster teams in the country, going into St. Joe's, who can't really shoot the ball. But I think St. Joe's can maybe be a little more physical than Duquesne is. Now we have Duquesne off of a VCU kind of style of play. Now they're going to get the exact opposite here with St. Joe's. I think it could be an issue for a Duquesne team that's off to a hot start under Drew Joyce. But now they go into A10 play. We're getting St. Joe's with points at home. I'll take St. Joe's plus 2.5. I think that they can get this done and then outmatch Duquesne in the physicality part of the game.
Yeah, not to mention Duquesne off the loss at home to VCU, hit the road to play St. Joe's, and then back home for Dayton next Tuesday. So they have a week off, but still
they'll beat Dayton.
Oh, in the building? Oh yeah, for sure. And they'll be catching like 1.5 or some shit like that. But yeah, I'll take Joe's too. I think they show up, they get it done here, and just a tough travel schedule spot for Duquesne in this one. Yeah. I say just take the money line. Why take the points? St. Joe's either wins or they get blown out by like 12.
Well, I take the points because it's college basketball and Ohio hits that game winner against Eastern Michigan, kind of same angle there on that. They were plus 1.5. So that's why you take it. But I mean, I see your point because I do think St. Joe's wins this outright. So why not take just the money line? You get it plus 125 rather than the minus 110 at plus 2.5. I'll just take St. Joe's plus the 2.5 though. I like them at home, especially because they just dropped their last home game against Davidson. Transitive properties would point and say that, hey, Duquesne beat Davidson in double overtime. Davidson beat St. Joe's on the road. Duquesne beat Davidson at home. So people would think that Duquesne is just going to be able to get it done here. But I think St. Joe's at home after dropping their last home game. They really rely on their defense. They're going to be able to just kind of, just like Huff said, out physical Duquesne, slow Duquesne down here. And I think they get it done. I expect them to win this outright, but I'll take the plus 2.5, especially you look at St. Joe's shoot the free throw pretty well, 76.5%. So I do like them finishing on a close game. Down the stretch too as well. So yeah, let's ride with the Hawks. They're at home in Hagen Arena.
Let's go Hawks. Marshall catching 2.5 at James Madison, over under 156.5.
Okay. Yeah, this line is a little reeky in my opinion. But this Marshall on the road is not an automatic bet anymore, or fade. And I've been betting Marshall a good amount. But this line kind of stinks in my opinion. You got a James Madison team laying points, but I'm going to kind of dive into it the opposite way. I'm not going to worry about taking James Madison. I think Marshall is the much better team. They're able to play 40 minutes of basketball just a little bit better than James Madison. We've seen Marshall already go on the road and play solid. And now you have tales of two styles here. Completely slow down team in James Madison, and then you have an up tempo team in Marshall. But the big Swiss cheese hole into James Madison's plan is their defense, and I think Marshall, who is really efficient scoring, can take you inside, can also shoot well from three, and that's where James Madison struggles to defend. I think it could be a problem for Marshall on the road. I'll take Marshall plus the points. I think we have a +3 available on Caesars. I will take that before this goes down. Marshall +3 Caesars.
Yeah, I like I like James Madison here. Coming in, lost 3 straight road games. You beat Arkansas State to end the road trip. So 1-3 on the road trip. You head back home to Marshall. Marshall, yeah, maybe they played tough on the road, but they haven't won. I mean, they beat UMass Toledo first 2 games of the season. Drop Virginia, drop Lipscomb, or I'm sorry, Wilmington, drop Ohio, then drop Troy. Those are good teams. But James Madison, I think, is better than what we've shown. And now it's conference play. They're back at home to start this. I think this place is going to be jumping. I think it'll be lit. I'll take James Madison. I'll just take money line -145 instead of laying points. I think they at least win, but I would not be shocked if this is another tight game that comes down the stretch. Marshall just seems to play those kind of games, but I think James Madison gets this done at home.
Double win, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'll lay here with James Madison. First conference home game here for them. Last year, you look at it, they split. James Madison won at home. Marshall won at home. James Madison last year won 67-64 at home against Marshall. So I think this is going to be a close competitive game. I don't love it. This is probably going to be a no bet for me. But I will back James Madison at home. In the home conference team here, especially Marshall. You look, they're only away game in conference play, lost to Troy 70-63. Troy definitely way better than James Madison, in my opinion. But I think it's a James Madison spot. I can't get myself to a point to bet it, but I will pick JMU.
Let's go Dogs. George Mason lands 6.5 at Fordham. G Mason, they've had 2 road games, lost to Virginia Tech, beat LaSalle. LaSalle they only beat by 5. Fordham coming in, losing to 2 straight. Now you're going to get George Mason here. George Mason's got VCU on deck too. This is another sandwich spot. Saturday at home. Now Wednesday you're traveling to Fordham, then you're back home for VCU. I think Fordham hangs around. I don't even think it would be the worst thing if George Mason lost going into that VCU game, but Fordham, they're iffy. We thought they were on the FBI watch list, and then they started playing better and winning some games. And then they've just dropped 2. But Dayton and Richmond, they weren't blowouts. They were 7 and 8 point games. Dayton on the road was a 7-point loss. I'll take Fordham. I think George Mason comes in just rough travel spot. Home win. You play Fordham, then you got VCU on Saturday. I'll take Fordham, and this just unlucky travel spot for George Mason.
E-Money, you want to
go? You got it, man.
Oh, okay. A little Uno card, reverso. Yeah, I'm gonna take a little gross over here. I've already bet this. I think this is gonna be a one of those sneaky, just kind of designed overs I've been kind of taking as we coined the term last night, Elliot. Gross unders, or crazy unders and gross overs. Georgia being one of the crazy unders that hit, BYU, Kansas State. And then we have a gross over with slow styles of play like Minnesota and Iowa last night that hit. And I think we're going to see this go over as well. Two really slow teams, but George Mason, very efficient scoring. Mason doesn't turn the ball over on offense, so I think we're going to see tons of possessions from them. With Fordham not being able to force turnovers, both teams do a pretty good job rebounding, so those second chance opportunities are there as well. All these things are working for my over. Now we just need defenses to kind of stand down. I think this sneaks by, and if George Mason blows them out, even better. Because I think if George Mason scores close to 80 points, we'll be just fine hitting this over. So, yeah, over 132.5, Fordham, George Mason.
Yeah, I don't mind that either. I was probably just going to lay it with George Mason here. Haven't been too impressed with Fordham. I know they're at home here, but, they just lost to Richmond at home by 8. I didn't really want to bet a side, so I might just bet that over 132.5, and we'll go with the gross over. Is that what we're calling it? Gross over?
Gross over, yep, and crazy unders, yep.
We can rock with the gross over here, 132.5. I will tell you on that one. But yeah, if I had to pick a side though, I would be on George Mason minus the 6.5. I don't trust Fordham to cover that number, but I think if at home Fordham should be able to score. It's really gonna, I think, depend on how well Fordham shoots from the 3. They're kind of like Jekyll and Hyde. They'll have a performance where they shoot it decent and then they really struggle. So we'll see which one kind of comes out to play. The last 2 games, they've shot really piss poor, 5 of 21 from 3 against Richmond and 9 of 34 against Dayton. So hopefully we see them shoot it maybe a little bit better. I mean, even the game before that, 5 of 18. So they really haven't had a good shooting performance since really ever. As I'm looking through these 10 of 23 against Fairleigh Dickinson. So let's hope they I think they're averaging right now is like 28% from the 3, but they take like over 20 of them. So let's hope they hit it. If they hit like 33%, 35% clip, I see this over soaring over.
Let's go.
Jack, look at Warbucks.
Yeah,
George Mason hasn't won at Fordham since 2020.
Spitting fire knowledge there. Hey, college basketball, things change, but yeah, we'll take.
I like stats like that.
We'll take points. Yeah, I do too, especially how bad Fordham has been. Jacksonville State laying a point against FIU. Over under is 148.5. We got Jacksonville State, who is kind of fugazi, man. They're not going to score 70-something points. They really kind of like to kind of slow you down, drag you out, versus Florida International, who really likes to come in super hot, kind of play up tempo a little bit, one of the fastest teams in the country. So 2 style clashes here. But FIU hasn't had a road game since Miami on December 16th. They really haven't left Miami since November 13th against LSU in Baton Rouge. I think that could cause an issue. And I'm going to back Jacksonville State going back home on a short spread. They started 2-0 in conference play after a rough start for Ray Harper, kind of getting this team's bearings straight after a solid team last year kind of dissipated. And I think the slow tempo gets it done here. I like Jacksonville State at home. Check the picks page, though, to see if I end up betting this one. This may make my no bet list, just how bad Jacksonville State's been. But I think this is a major issue for Florida International. The fact that they haven't been away since November is very interesting to me. So, I'll check the page, though, to see if I bet Jacksonville.
Yeah, no, I agree. Jacksonville State's the spot. I was going to say I will bet Jacksonville State here, but this is going to be one of those classic Eastern Kentucky scenarios where this might be one of the last times that I back them if and they might be on the no bet list for a few weeks if they don't come through here. Jacksonville State at home, they got a good win against Western Kentucky to open up Conference USA play. I expect them to get it done here against FIU. Typically, FIU is a team that we like to fade on the road and back there at home in the airport. Like you said, they haven't been away from Miami since November 13th. First true road game since then. I know they went, I guess they went to Miami, obviously, but same city. So I'll back FIU here. I think the total is also leaning towards an under because Jacksonville State plays at a slower pace rather than FIU totals that are typically up there in the high 150s. So I think at home, Jacksonville State, defensive-minded team, they'll be able to get it done. I'll take defense over offense and the slow pace there at home with the Gamecocks. Let's ride, and I will bet it. And I will I'll just do Jacksonville State money line. I'll probably wait because I do see that this might flip. It's looking like.
Yeah. And I think I found my second money line parlay piece to join St. Bonaventure on a date. Welcome Kennesaw State and St. Bonaventure. The Owl parlay. Look at that magic there. Woo! Bonnies aren't really owls, but they're close enough. Woo, woo, woo. Kennesaw State laying 4.5 against Missouri State. Over under is 148.5. You got Kennesaw State, fastest team in the country, top 15 fastest team in the country, possession length. You got Missouri State, one of the bottom teams in the country. And now you have Missouri State, who's won 5 in a row. Yes, Kawanzo Martin and Missouri State has won 5 games in a row. Impressive, to say the least. 3-0 to start conference play, but they played Delaware, UTEP. It was a good win against New Mexico State at home. And they've been able to score. They're not really doing this slugfest style of play. So, I was thinking team total under, but no. I'm taking Kennesaw State. We got St. Bonaventure, Kennesaw State money line parlay piece. Kennesaw at home is always fun at the Convocation Center or whatever it's called. And now you're 0-3 in conference play in a desperate spot. Hasn't been home for a game since their D2 visit of Southern Wesleyan, where they put up 121. I think they could score 90 this game against Missouri State and really shut down Missouri State defensively. The Bears don't rebound very well. The Owls do. I think that could be a huge strength for them. Give me Kennesaw State and St. Bonaventure on the money line.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. This is classic Missouri State. We've kind of faded this team to kind of start the season. However, they've turned it around. They've won 5 in a row. Started conference play 3-0 with a win against Delaware on the road. So they do have a road win in conference. However, that's Delaware. This is Kennesaw State. I expect Kennesaw to get it done here at home. And the Hal parlay is because who wants to lay -4.5 and 6.5 with Kennesaw State and St. Bonaventure? Let's just money line parlay them together. Roll with that. We can make that the official M&M parlay. If you don't mind, we'll do that. And I would be on Kennesaw State -4.5 even as well. So that would be I would pick that as a no bet. But yes, I do like the moneyline parlay that you've kind of created.
Dusty Bottoms, my favorite bet for tomorrow, over 70.5 points in the first half in last 35 Missouri State games. I think that could very well do it.
Yeah, I'm with you. Kennesaw coming in, loses the 4 straight, all on the road. Now you're back home to start conference play, and you got a Missouri State team coming in. Your winners of 5 straight, 4 at home. So yeah, I just think it's a bad spot for them. I think Kennesaw, that place gets rocking. Let's go Owls.
Wake Forest, Miami. Wake Forest is catching a point at home against the Hurricanes. Over under is 155.5. Now you got Wake Forest, who kind of can lay down in these bigger kind of spots in conference play. Miami off of a winning streak. Wake looked pretty good against Virginia Tech. They just couldn't pull away on the spread there. And now that I think we're getting a shorter spread with maybe a better Miami team, pound for pound roster wise, I think I'll fall into the short spread and take Wake Forest on the money line at home. I think they're a very athletic team when they decide to be able to score as well too when their shots are falling. They're a very dangerous team, but outside of that, they really can take you inside. Play pretty good defense at home. Sometimes they just go on little scoring droughts, which is a little scary, especially against a really good Miami defense as well. But now you have a team that hasn't lost since November 27th against BYU, and have really played a lackadaisical schedule, in my opinion. Now they're getting Wake Forest on the road. I think I'm going to take Wake Forest on the short money line play at home, and Steve Forbes gets one where he finally wants a semi-big one here against rookie coach Jai Lucas in the ACC.
Yeah, I kind of like Wake Forest here. At home as a dog. Miami been playing really well, but you haven't been leaving. You played Ole Miss. They on the road, they beat them. Other than that, they've been at home this entire year. Neutrals for Georgetown, BYU, Florida, lost 2 of the 3. And then the rest, they they just beat Pittsburgh, but they've been just all right here. I think them hitting the road for the first time in conference play under new head coach, and you get Steve Forbes at home as a dog. They just got the monkey off the back after losing 2 straight. I think they bounce it back here with a win. So I'll take the 1.5 with the Demon Deeks here.
Yeah, I will. I'll take Wake Forest. I don't know if I'm gonna bet it. I'll wait to bet it. I was on Wake Forest minus what was it, 5.5 or 4.5 against Virginia Tech on Saturday. That didn't come through for me. Now we're getting a little bit different line, which is kind of weird to me. That Miami's favored in this game, just it being at home. I will back the home team here in Wake Forest. Not quite sure if I'll get to a bet, but I will be on that side, especially with Miami being there, like you said, their first conference game on the road here. They did get it done against Ole Miss. They're going to drop some home game or some away games. I like to back the home team here. So yeah, looks like we're at least I am fading Miami on the road in both spots, Miami, Florida, and FIU.
Yeah, I'm with you. Demon Deeks, let's get this done. Come on, Steve Forbes is the dog at home. Let's go. Mile Colvin and who's that kid from Washington State? Calmes, show up tomorrow. Help out. I mean, Miles Colvin's been good for them, so if he can show up and stay out of foul trouble, that'd be huge.
Looking like the line's flipped already too. So, looks like Wake -1, Wake maybe -1.5. So, but yeah, I'll be on that.
LOL, this game's not even listed for me on the main board. Sick. Yeah, I'll be on Wake Forest. Oklahoma catching 1.5 at Mississippi State. Is this a Chris Jan spot, or is this Porter Moser's? This Oklahoma team is, maybe kind of for real a little bit and going to show up, but they haven't hit the road. They had a semi-road game at Arizona State, lost by 16 on December 6th. Other than that, been at home playing these games. And they played nobody except for the last game. They played Mississippi, won by 16.
They did beat Wake on the road by 18, just FYI. But
prior to that,
that's their only kind of true road game.
They played Gonzaga, but that was at the
15. Yeah, but that was at the that wasn't at the Kennel, I don't think, was it? That was like
I don't think so.
Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena.
Yeah, whatever that other arena is, they use, that's where it was. But Mississippi State coming off the road Texas OT win, back home to play Oklahoma here. I think Oklahoma's good. I mean, it's Mississippi State's offense runs through Josh Hubbard. I think Oklahoma's got guys that can stop them and guys that can score. Mississippi State just basically runs through that one guy in Josh Hubbard. I get there at home, but I just don't trust Mississippi State's offense to really hang. Oklahoma's been, decent, solid on defense, but their offense has been, pretty damn good. So I will take Oklahoma here, catching the 1.5.
Yeah, it looks like it's flipped already too as well.
Of course. Yeah, I see -1 now.
-1, 1.5. Mississippi State +1.5. This one's interesting to me. I kind of want to just take the home team here, but Mississippi State's off that big road win in overtime against Texas. Oklahoma, they're off that, like you said, 16-point win against Ole Miss at home. Now they travel on the road. I will back Mississippi State here at home as kind of like a little money line dog. Kind of similar to the Wake Forest angle. Not quite sure if I'm going to get to a bet or not. I don't absolutely love it because I think this game should be kind of awesome. I could maybe get talked into the over potentially. I think both of these people are both of these teams are going to be capable of putting up points, especially Hubbard off the 38-point performance. Hubbard and Epps will put up probably 60 combined. OU's got Nigel Pack, as Ken's saying in the chat, former K-Stater. So I expect a lot of points here in this matchup. Both teams could definitely be in the 80s. So that might be the best way I would attack it, but I would take Mississippi State on the +1.5.
I got a skedaddle, but I will be back before you guys are over, I'm pretty sure.
All right, skedaddle guy.
I gotta grab my charger real quick, so I'll be right back while you hit this, Huff.
All right, I will hit this. Hit the bong. We got what? You guys took Mississippi State? Is that what they did? At home here. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I hate both these teams betting wise, to be honest with you. But have bet them, so not afraid to bet these teams by any means. I like Oklahoma. I'll give them credit. They're a little better than I expected to start the year. But Starkville is a very lonely place. It's a terrible drive. Now you have Mississippi State, who's kind of caught some momentum, winning 5 in a row here, but they are off an overtime game. I think though their first road test could be a tad bit tricky. I'm not saying this place is live by any means, but I think they've maybe found their groove. Mississippi State could have stolen one and found some offensive firepower. So yeah, I'm going to take Mississippi State on the money line. We'll ride the home team like we did with Wake Forest there for sure. So, yeah, give me the Bulldogs there. So, but yeah, 9-6 to 10-12 currently on the night with Nevada money line left. So that could save us to 11-12 on the day. So minimum loss, another risk mitigation loss. We're down. If we go 11-12, we'd be down a little bit under a unit in January, but hey, we're up 43 units on the season after a fire November, and I'm not crying about conference play by any means. I love this thing. Win or lose, I love this sport, and I've had much greater losses and been down way more than what I have been. So these kind of win one just under 500s, lose one just under 500s. Is fine and is solid. We haven't had a super kick ass day or kick you in the ass day. Maybe last Saturday, losing 5 units, but betting 73 games, no problem at all. So the volume's there. We're going to continue the volume and ride it high. I'm taking Starkville at home. UConn laying 10.5 against Providence. You would have thought Providence had won the Super Bowl the way Kim English celebrated that game against. Why am I blanking who they beat? Elliot on the road. St. John's. Yes. Kim English is jumping up and down. He's dancing and whatnot. I'm going to fade that nonsense. I think Connecticut, even on the road, going in there, it's not necessarily a Saturday. It's a Wednesday, 7 o'clock game. Kind of feels like a stomp spot where, Dan Hurley's kind of got his mojo back with this Connecticut team. They've been able to squander some teams and to really chew them out and hold them to low numbers and totals. I'm Elliot, let's sound this one out. Do I lay the 10.5 with UConn, or do we take the Providence team total under 70.5 against UConn at home, based off of how UConn's defense has been pretty dominant, especially in Big East play, and they haven't lost since November?
Yeah. That's tough. I don't. What would the line be? Is that like 70?
So I said 70.5.
70.5.
You can take 71.5, but it's juiced up to -130.
Yeah, I could see that. The thing that scares me just on that is that Providence is at home, but Kentucky, UConn plays at a super slow pace offensively, and they've got a really good defense, like you said. Providence does take care of the basketball quite a bit, so that would be my only other concern. I would probably just lay it. I feel like more confident in laying it with UConn than taking the team total under. Because if UConn's kind of getting whatever they want offensively, and it is like a 15-20 point game, they're probably not going to play as tough of a defense. So I think maybe Providence can get 10-15 points down the stretch to kind of get just over that number of like 72-73, but UConn can still win like 90-73, 90-74 or something like that. So I'd take UConn. I'd lay it with the Huskies. We'll see if I bet it. It is a big number on the road, but it is UConn. Hard not to just back them. Dan Hurley likes to put up points and kind of embarrass teams, especially in conference play. So they definitely won't call off the dogs. So yeah, I'd lay it with UConn.
Yeah, check the page. I'll do either the Providence team total under, or lay it with UConn. Check the picks page on what I do. I'm in a Minnesota type bet tonight, but both of those worked out. So maybe quit overthinking it and just pick one. Samford laying 6.5 against Western Carolina. Over unders 152.5. That Samford logo is pretty cool.
I like that.
Yeah, I do too. I think this is a potential another 2-team moneyline parlay piece here for Samford. I think we find another nice pairing. I think Samford gets this done at home. They're off of a loss to UNC Greensboro, where they didn't look horrible by any means. And now you have Samford, who can score 80 right in your face pretty easily against a bad Western Carolina defense who just got on the road and won. Now they're back on another road spot against Samford. Not too bad of a road spot, but it still is going into Alabama and playing a Samford team that plays that LA Fitness style ball. It's going to run and gun in your face and score a ton of points. I think Western Carolina won't be able to handle them. If I had to pick a side, I'm going to lay it with Samford, but I'm going to add them to a 2-team moneyline parlay with the home team getting it done. Give me Samford, the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I'll take Samford minus the 6.5. I don't love it, but Western Carolina is off the road win against Furman in overtime. Samford, on the other hand, they, like you said, lost to Greensboro on the road. Now they're coming back home. They haven't really played a home game against a D1 since December 7th against Cornell, when they kind of survived that game. I don't mind an overplay here either. Samford does, they still play kind of that bucky ball, don't play a lot of defense, but they don't play as fast here with Lenny Acuff. But they do shoot a significant amount of threes, something that Western Carolina is pretty terrible at, giving up 39% on the year, good for 355th in the nation. So, yeah, I'd lay it with Samford. Don't love the number, though. Just kind of a fade off of that Western Carolina win in overtime against Furman.
Yeah, all right. 2-team moneyline parlay piece for me. We'll find out its pairing. It's not this one because it's short enough. This one is a banger. St. Louis, the Billikens, walking into the Siegel Center. Yes, the Siegel Center. More life-altering than a trip to Europe. Well, personally, I think Europe's a piece of trash, in my opinion. and not as cool as the Siegel Center. So shout out John Rothstein. VCU off of a 5-game winning streak. Now you have St. Louis, who's won 7 games in a row, haven't lost since November 28th. They're 13-1 walking into the Siegel Center. You smell something gross? Because I do. VCU's defense, it's not the same that we've known under Ryan Odom. This is the Martelli way, and now you got Shorts' offense. That's why you're seeing this high total of 169.5, and it very well could hit, man. Both teams like to run and gun up the pace. They're super efficient scoring wise. I think we're going to see tons of spots here for both teams to score in the 80s and 90s. I think this is going to be a close game throughout the entire way. I think St. Louis is going to bring their A game and score and score like they normally do. But we need VCU to step it up defensively. I'm worried about it because St. Louis plays both sides of the ball super well, and now they're walking into the Siegel Center of all places. I'm going to back the Siegel Center here, just that they think that they can get it done. But I am very worried about VCU on the defensive side of the ball because St. Louis has just been able to extend that. But I think this is a tough spot for them. They're going to win most of their A-10 games, if not maybe the rest of them after this one. But I think they get walked into a brick wall. I'm going to take the short home team here yet again on this favor and take VCU at home.
I like that as well. I like VCU at home, back in the Siegel Center. If I lose that bet and St. Louis impresses me, so be it. I do think maybe the under is kind of a play. You look at these games like you had pointed out, that Miami of Ohio Akron game that was 175. It went all the way up to 178. Playing under in kind of a big time game like this, I think both teams will emphasize defense and possessions will be very important in this game. But then you could also see just a complete track meet. So I'll stay off of the total. I'll just ride VCU at home. St. Louis, you look at their schedule versus VCU. VCU, they've got 4 losses, but Utah State, NC State, Vanderbilt, and New Mexico. Lost to New Mexico at home, so they've already dropped 1 game at the Siegel Center. I don't see them dropping another. St. Louis, on the other hand, their toughest competition they've played is Santa Clara, 55th in KenPom. Other than that, they've played 3 teams outside the top 300: New Hampshire, Central Michigan, Chicago State. So don't get me wrong, they're very good, but they haven't been tested like this. And their only true road game was at Loyola Marymount, which is no VCU and no Siegel Center. So let's back VCU on the money line here. I think they get it done at home.
Let's go Siegel Center, baby. I like that under too, for sure.
Strength of schedule, I'm looking that real quick up. I know Warbucks was just asking that in the chat.
Well, while you do that, I will move on. Northern Iowa laying points against Belmont. Over-unders 135.5. Belmont off of an absolute collapse to Southern Illinois. We're up big, and just collapsed, to say the least.
VCU better strength of schedule by 6 points ratings. VCU 204th in the nation. St. Louis 345th.
Whatever the hell that means. A bunch of voodoo talk. I think I'm going to go with my gut here and just ride these short home money lines and stay consistent versus this one and not try to pick and choose. Northern Iowa at home is a fun team, even with a pissed off Belmont team off of losing to Southern Illinois at home, to say the least. It's just not very Belmont characteristic wise. They're efficient scorers, but Northern Iowa really good at defending the 3. That's where Belmont's strength is and where they try to distribute most of their points. And I think they're going to run into a big brick wall. Yeah, it does scare me. They didn't shoot really good last game. They really were cold from the field. So maybe they have a step up here. But I think Northern Iowa's defense is going to be just fine at home to be able to prevent that and a little resurgence for Belmont's offense. And Northern Iowa is going to really try to slow Belmont down. Two different styles here that could be an issue for Belmont's recipe to success. So I'm taking Northern Iowa money line at home. The money line's minus 125 available. There's minus 1.5 available if you like the spread too, Elliot. I'll be right back. I need to go refill my drink.
Yeah, no, I like UNI on the money line here as well. I'm just going to trust the better defense against the better offensive-minded team versus a defensive-minded team. Going to trust the better defense. Like Huff said, UNI is actually the best in the nation at defending the three-point line, which obviously is something that Belmont tries to excel at, shooting 41% from the three. Northern Iowa, their opponents shoot 24%. So that the game's going to kind of depend on that. If Belmont's able to hit their threes and take advantage of there, they might end up winning this outright. But I just like trusting the home team and the defense here. So I will be on Northern Iowa on the money line. I think they get it done here at home. No reason to not back them. So I will be on that. Looking at the next game, we've got Stanford heading into Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech is laying 6.5. We got the over-under set at 144.5. Virginia Tech, I know they are off of they had the big triple overtime win against Virginia at home. Then they went on the road, lost to Wake Forest, but they did cover. I know that because I was on the wrong side of that. But now they return back home and play a very good competitive Stanford team who is fresh off of the Louisville victory after that slugfest banger of a 47-40 spot against Notre Dame that they lost, where 87 total points were put up. We're looking at a kind of an early tip for Stanford. This game is going to be, 7 p.m. Eastern, which puts that, 4 p.m. local time for Stanford. Stanford heading all the way across the not across the pond, but across the entire country. I like Virginia Tech in this spot. I was looking to see Stanford last year. If you looked at them in conference play, they won one away game total in conference play last year, and that was surprisingly against North Carolina on the road. Other than that, I guess they did win. They won two. One was California. But all the East Coast teams, the only team that they beat was North Carolina. Didn't play Virginia Tech. They beat Virginia Tech last year by 11 at home. I think Virginia Tech bounces back here after losing to Wake Forest on the road. They get it back here at home. I'll lay the 6.5, especially with Stanford, not only with the travel spot, but they're also fresh off of upsetting Louisville on their home court. So I will back Virginia Tech minus 6.5.
Yep, and I found my my pairing for Sanford moneyline parlay piece. So cheers to the Hokies here in Virginia Tech. You said it best, Elliot. I can't cap it any better. Stanford off of a big Louisville win. Now they're going across the country to Virginia Tech, who played tough against Wake Forest, brought them down to the wire in a road spot. I think they'll come out playing a little bit angry here and get it done at home. They're able to score some points. Their offense is rejuvenated, to say the least, and I don't want to lay 3 possession with them, so I'll just take the money line pairing for the home teams with Sanford and Virginia Tech. So 2 money line parlay pieces or parlay dates already in the slate here before we even get out of the 7 o'clock window. Rhode Island's laying 10.5 against LaSalle. The over/under is 133.5. Oh, God. I hate these teams. Who wants to lay that many points with Rhode Island? But they are at home, and LaSalle just they just quit at playing basketball. Watching them at times, I feel like they're low energy. They don't bring any fun to the court at all, to say the least. Watching them, and I try to avoid them. Even though sometimes you can't when you're on the USA Network on a Saturday, right before you tune into Monk and Psych and Suits and shit like that. LaSalle's putting up an absolute dud on offense. I think that's what they'll do again today. But I'll lay it with Rhode Island. No bet for me. Absolutely not. I'm not laying that many points with little Archie Miller.
Yeah, I'll spar with you here. I'll take LaSalle plus the 10.5. I just think that's too many points. I don't want everyone to really lay double digits against Rhode Island. I know LaSalle hasn't been great at all. They've actually kind of sucked. Rhode Island, they did lose their last home game to Loyola, so should be a little get up spot for them. But I just think 10.5 is too many points. I'm not betting this game, but I will spar with you, LaSalle plus the 10.5.
I don't bet that game. Temple's laying 8.5 against East Carolina. Over unders 146.5. Ugh. East Carolina's terrible. Temple's not bad, man. I think they're well disciplined. They got good little rebranding going there over in Temple, man. I'll lay it with the home team here. I think offensively, they're one of the better teams in their conference in the American. And Temple defensively can certainly struggle. But where East Carolina's offense thrives is trying to take it inside and go into the line. And Temple does a good job of not fouling, I think. And Temple doesn't turn the ball over really on offense. They can run and gun. I think really cause some problems for the Pirates here. I'll lay it. Check the page if I end up betting this, though, because it is a lot of points. East Carolina could hang around for a backdoor potentially, but otherwise, I may get some stones by the end of this episode. We got 54 games to decipher. I bet 23 out of the 9 games today. So 27. So a lot of bets today. We'll keep it rolling. We'll see if Temple makes the card, though. Check the picks page for that one. But I do think there's a chance that they can blow it. If I build the stones up to bet it, I think that they could blow up East Carolina and just like they did UTSA. So, yeah, give me Temple here.
Yeah,
Janie.
I'll lay it with Temple as well, minus the 8.5. Check the picks page on this one. This might be it's a fringe bet for me. I like Temple laying the 9.5, 10.5 against UTSA. I think that they roll here as well. For all the points that you mentioned, I also do think that while Temple's offense is really good, ECU's offense is really bad, and I just don't see them being able to keep up with Temple offensively. I know Temple's defense struggles a little bit, but I see Temple being able to outscore ECU and win this game by double digits. So I'll take Temple minus the 8.5. Check to see if I end up betting it.
Let's freaking go. East Tennessee State's laying 17.5 against VMI. VMI off of a win against UNC Greensboro. They covered. It was one of my better bets in the early slate, early window. I love ETSU at home. I think VMI absolutely could put up a dud after winning. And East Tennessee State's team just clamping on VMI here. It is a lot of points to lay, but they kind of can beat up on these teams and really expose them. I think I'm going to ride the VMI team total under here. I think that they can get it done. East Tennessee State slows down VMI and really kind of exposes them offensively to a really team that's slow in general. So I expect a little amount of possessions compared to other games, and East Tennessee State could just blow them out of the water offensively. And if that's the case, I think, that VMI will kind of lay down in the second half a little bit, not really have to worry about the foul game and extending the game at all with that number. So I'll take the team total under for VMI here, 68.5.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. I'll lay it with East Tennessee State here, off of VMI getting that win outright. We always typically like to back VMI when they're at home and on a Saturday, and then kind of fade them on the road. So I will do that here. 17.5, a little bit too much for me to stomach to bet it, especially with as many games as we have tomorrow. No bet for me, but I will lay it with East Tennessee State.
All right. Mercer's laying 16.5 against Citadel. Over-under's 145.5. Citadel sucks. I love this Mercer team. I think that they can get it done. But this number feels like spot on, in my opinion. I like Mercer offensively better than I do defensively as a team. And especially like Mercer catching points more so. They covered for me against East Tennessee State. Covered against Furman. So laying this many is a lot, but it's Citadel to say the least. They're pretty ass offensively. Can't really score at all. I'll lay it with Mercer, but this one will be a no bet for me.
Yeah, I will lay it here with Mercer as well. Probably a no bet. I also looked at maybe betting the team total over for Mercer, with just how god awful the Citadel's defense is. Mercer likes to play with a lot of pace, and then offensively, they're pretty efficient, can get it done. Kind of well rounded, They score, pretty comparable outside in type of a game plan. The Citadel, on the other hand, really struggles to defend. They do play at a super, super slow pace. So that kind of concerns me just with the Mercer's team total over. But I will just lay it here with Mercer, probably a no bet as well.
All right. Yeah. Oh, God. Youngstown's laying 5.5 against Purdue Fort Wayne. Not so IPFW anymore. I respect the rebrand, Trevor. Youngstown State's laying 5.5. Fort Wayne's kind of kept it on, turned it on a little bit offensively to start conference play. But defensive-wise, I'm just kind of worried about both of these teams. And now you got Youngstown at home, where I think, these Horizon overs are always tempting, but I think this one kind of stays around a little bit lower. I think we're going to see a little bit of a slugfest here. If I had to pick anything, I'll take the under here, a little gross Horizon under, but I'm not going to bet this. I need to see it from Youngstown State at home to lay 2 possessions with them, and I just don't trust Purdue Fort Wayne on the road after a win. So I think we see a lack of offense here. I'll take the under, but no bet for me here on this one.
Yeah, I might go back to the well one more time with Youngstown State here.
Like SIU Edwardsville tonight? Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just think that PFW, we've talked about it several times this year on the show. They haven't been really impressive all year. They've kind of struggled. They're not your typical PFW team. So I think on the road, I'll fade them here. You look both times in conference play on the road, they lost by 22 to Milwaukee, 9 on the road against Oakland. I just think that Youngstown State, they opened up conference play 2-0, beating Wright State and IU Indy, but since then have lost 4 straight, 2 of those being at home against Mercy. I think it's a spot for them, so I will back Youngstown State minus 5.5 and put them on my do not bet list if this doesn't come through.
Maybe I'll join you on Youngstown. We'll see, but most likely not.
That's as high as I would play it, though. I mean, 5.5 is a stretch. I almost was just like, ugh, didn't really want to, but man, now's the time for them.
No, for sure. Now we got UAB versus Florida Atlantic. Florida Atlantic going on the road in Birmingham. UAB off of a 109-106 road win against USF. FAU off of a loss against Tulane on the road. It always is word to the wise to fade a 109 double overtime game. But with UAB being at home, I feel like Florida Atlantic's kind of fallen off with John Jacobs a little bit again in conference play. You got Caden Carlisle who's dominating from Stanford IU transfer. And I felt like the roster was gelling, but I think they're they're a year away. They're pretty young. They got no seniors on the team. They're pretty young. I think if these guys stay for another year, FAU will be one of the better teams in the American, but they're going to have a slower start to conference play, especially going on the road against a UAB team with Andy Kennedy, who kind of knows what their brand is. He's already developed their kind of identity and DNA, and now you got UAB, who likes to kind of take it inside, distribute for points distribution, which could really wreck Florida Atlantic defensively. UAB is still going to try to shoot some threes, but I think they're going to be just a little more physical here for Florida Atlantic. I'll lay the juice here and take a big money line and squeeze that juice a little bit. It worked well for Syracuse, taking a -130. I'll go even a little further and take another home dog here. I could be talked into taking the over as well and staying away from UAB money line, but if you like that over as well, I think we see a good amount of points from both teams. The only thing that wheeled me off the over was just that UAB just put up 100 and whatever in double overtime.
Yeah, I'll back UAB here at home. Last time out at home, they lost to Wichita State. I was on Wichita State there on the road team. I'll back the home team here. I think UAB is able to get it done. I agree with you. UAB, they don't turn the ball over. Florida Atlantic, they don't like really to force any turnovers either. So I think the fact with UAB is able to, take care of the ball, get a lot of offensive rebounds, which I think, will kind of be key here. Like you said, UAB will be able to produce in the paint. So I'll back them at home kind of on this short little spread of -3.5. I don't mind just taking the money line as well, but I'll end up just taking the 3.5, and hopefully it doesn't bite me.
All right, Villanova's laying 6.5 against Creighton. Over/unders 139.5. Elliot, take us away on this little Big East game. Creighton's kind of pulled it together, and Villanova's looking good under year one for Kevin Willard.
Yeah, Creighton just 20 point. We're up 20, 16. You had already cast that as a loss, and Seton Hall with the remarkable comeback, 13-0 run, 14-0 run to end the game, to win it outright, almost damn near at the buzzer. Villanova, on the other hand, they went on the road, took care of business against Butler, ended up winning that game by 18. I'm glad I stayed off of the Butler angle. Picked them on the money line, but didn't bet it. Villanova here starting out 3-0 in conference play, whereas Creighton, like you said, had figured it out before dropping that game to Seton Hall. I think it's I think it seems like a big-ish number, but I think this is a spot where Villanova is able to get up here at home and take care of business. And I don't see this being necessarily close. I think, we see a little bit of a quicker turnaround for Creighton. That game against Seton Hall was on Sunday. Now they turn around and play Villanova at home, or Villanova on the road. I just think Villanova is able to get it done here. I think Villanova ends up winning this game. But man, the 6.5 is I'm going back and forth. I don't know if I should take it or if I should lay it. You have any thoughts?
Yeah, I like Villanova here. I think at home they've been really special, and they can kind of turn it on and play any style of basketball that they want to. We saw them go up against Butler and shoot really, really well, playing up tempo against their grain a little bit. And now you got Creighton, who, tough loss. They picked it up a little bit offensively for sure, but they played Xavier, Marquette, and Butler and Seton Hall. Now they're going to step into the gauntlet a little bit. Now you have a road spot with Villanova. I think it's going to be really tough for them. I think Villanova could really expose them and outmatch them defensively. They're really tough. They're super physical. And Willard wants the best out of his guys, getting tons of rebounds. I think Villanova is going to have a lot of possessions. I like the 6.5. I think I could lay it for sure. And I'm also looking at that team total over for Villanova. It's only 73.5. I think that they can go above that, and especially if Creighton's right around this number in the end, the foul game will certainly ensue. So I'll wait till the end of the show once I finalize the picks, but I like Villanova laying it, and I do like that team total over 73.5. It just sometimes scares me with how Villanova plays, taking it over, but I think with that tempo, it's low enough where this gets by, and Villanova wins like 75-65 or 75-67 or something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna wait to bet this, I think.
Yeah, I'll be on the Villanova side, like you said. I think that's the side. I think I like the over though. I think Villanova is going to be able to put up some points, and you saw what Creighton did. They only scored 54 against Seton Hall, against a team that really likes to slow the pace down. They didn't shoot it too terribly well. Villanova, the one thing, I know their defense is pretty good, but the one thing that they struggle with is defending the three. And that's something that Creighton does a lot of. They shoot a lot of threes, and they shoot it at a decent percentage, 35.5%. I'm seeing the total. It's creeped up to about 141.5. So I think, I still like it at that number. It wouldn't hit with your 75-65 call. But I do think that the over can hit here as well. But yeah, give me Villanova minus the 6.5. Maybe, like you said, wait to bet it. I know people in the chat are saying people don't really like Villanova, so line might come down a little bit. But I do like that over 141.5 as well.
Yes. All right. Wichita State's laying 13.5 against Rice. Over-unders 142.5. Wichita's off a loss to Charlotte. Rice is absolutely booty cheeks. I think they played as tough as they could at home against Memphis in their last outing. I'm going to lay it with Wichita, but I'm not going to bet this game, man, just because it's kind of tough for me to lay that many points, although they're at home. And Rice stinks, so completely get laying it. But I'm going to stay away from this one with the amount of games that we got to bet tomorrow. So go Shockers at home, no bet.
Yeah, this one I'll take Rice plus the points. I don't like it at all. No bet for me, but this is a lot of points. I know Rice is not very good. Wichita State, I think they might come out a little sluggish. They're just fresh off that double overtime heartbreaking loss to Charlotte, where they kind of led that entire game. Charlotte ended up hitting a three to tie it right before regulation to send that into overtime. They ended up losing that to double overtime. Had that good win against UAB and just faltered and lost to Charlotte. So I think maybe we see a little sluggish performance to kind of start. Maybe Rice first half plus the points. I'm not going to bet this or think about it, but I just think 13.5 is way too many points personally. So I'll take Rice plus the points, no bet.
All right, Elliot, can't believe you said I'll spar. Didn't say I'll spar you here. Definitely thought you'd get that in there for sure. UIC, the Flames, catching the transparent Southern Illinois logo. Over-unders 147.5. Illinois, Chicago. God, I love this team. I do love the logo. Something about Illinois, Chicago is fun to me. I always liked them as a kid. I think that old UIC logo just enticed me growing up. Now you got the Flames welcoming in Southern Illinois. Southern Illinois basically had a buzzer beater, right?
Yeah, but it was a buzzer beater.
Yeah, they basically had a buzzer beater. It went off at the buzzer. They had to review it. This is a fade spot for me. I'll take UIC plus 3.5 here. I think that they get this done. We saw Southern Illinois really step it up defensively, looked super weak offensively against Belmont, but their kind of slower pace and suckiness really worked out for them just because it kind of just was a magnet for Belmont a little bit and a kryptonite for Belmont. Now we have UIC, who's lost 4 of their last 5. They're desperate for a decent showing at least in Missouri Valley play. I think this UIC team, when I bet on them, it's really tough for me just because they always play good for like 30, 35, 5 minutes, and then they shit the bed the rest of the way and always blow covers. But I'd much rather take them with points versus laying. So I'll take the Flames plus the points and fade the buzzer beater for the Salukis and Matt Nagy. But yes, go Flames, go Flames.
Yeah, I'll take UIC here at home, fade the buzzer beater. The nice thing that I like about this too, as well, is you look at where SIU gets it done. They're first in the country. 63% of their points come via the 2-pointer. And what does UIC defend well? The 2-point 2-point basket. So I think that we see where SIU is good offensively, UIC is also good defensively, so that can help them here kind of survive at home. They're also SIU's last in the country in 3-point point distribution, as well as they only shoot 29%. That's where UIC kind of struggles to defend is the 3-point line. So I don't think SIU will be able to take advantage of that. And just the sole fact of, we're fading the buzzer beater here. SIU got that great win on the road against Belmont. You saw what happened with Wichita State. They got the good road win against UAB and then faltered against the inferior team like Charlotte. So I think maybe the same thing could be said here. UIC could possibly just win this outright on the money line, but I will take UIC plus the 3.5 and fade the buzzer beater.
All right. Baylor catching 5.5 against Iowa State. Love that logo. Over-unders 158.5. Elliot, residential Big 12 guy. What you got here, Mr. RA of the Big 12?
Yeah, fantastic upcoming possibilities and just opportunities, I should say, for Baylor here. You've got the gauntlet that is the Big 12. Basically can never take a day off. But Baylor here, Iowa State got them at home, and then on Saturday they welcome Houston home as well. So 2 kind of get up spots for them to kind of prove themselves and prove what they're worth. They just lost at TCU. I was on TCU money line or TCU minus 1.5, whatever it may be, on Saturday. I like the Bears here. I think that Baylor I'm seeing plus 4.5 now. I do see some 5.5 still out there. The Score app or the Score Bet being one of them. Bet Rivers as well. So I could take the 5.5. I like Baylor at home. Iowa State 14-0. Nation's 3rd longest win streak at 14. They're feeling great about themselves. Obviously, the one time that they did go on the road, they kicked the shit out of Purdue, beat them by 23. This is the Big 12 though. Scott Drew's going to is familiar with Otzelberger. I think he's going to be able to defensively kind of help shut them down and keep them at bay. Offensively, I expect a slugfest, grinded out type style of game, or we get a high pace game like the over kind of says with that 158.5. Either way, I just think Baylor at home is going to be competitive here, and I'm getting a 4.5, 5.5 line. I'll gladly take those points and root for the home dog here.
I'm going to take Baylor here as well. I love this Iowa State team. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Definitely happy to swallow my pride here. I think we something about Baylor, this home court, they need a big win. They always really struggled since they've changed this home court in these bigger spots. Iowa State's drilled the hell out of these teams. Now we get Baylor catching this many. I'll take Baylor as well with the home points. I just think that them being at home, I really like it. Iowa State's far the superior team, one of the best teams in the country. So very scary for me to fade the Cyclones. Normally not profitable, but this home court advantage is very enticing for me catching points. But yeah, if anyone is going to Las Vegas for March Madness, I will literally be there Sunday to Sunday. I know. I've been to Vegas. 3 days is great. Going Wednesday night. I've done this for March Madness a few times where you go Wednesday night and then I take a red eye back Saturday. So you have that recovery day Sunday watching those games. But it's going to be a long one. Got some work to do out there. And we're going to parlay it, have a little fun for March Madness. So, yeah, give me if anyone's out there, come out. Even if you're out there for a little bit, hit me up, DM me, do whatever. Get my number. Let's meet up for sure. Arkansas State's laying 2.5 against Troy. Over-unders 158.5. This one's a fun one, man. One of the two better teams. Troy off of a win streak. Arkansas State is off of a loss as well. You know, it really makes me want to take Arkansas State here again. A short home here. I do think Troy is a little bit better though, to say the least. And then you got Arkansas State, who likes to run up tempo. The over is enticing for me here. Troy just played a really slow game against South Alabama. Only 108 total points, with them putting up 59. I think we see this number go over for sure. And Arkansas State's style of play and pace can command this tempo, and Troy's going to be able to match them on pace like they've been able to do, and put up a good amount of points. And I expect their offense to have a little bit of a get right after playing South Alabama. Over Arkansas State Troy.
Yep, I'm seeing 157.5 on the score bet. Just so if you have that one possibility there. Arkansas State, you know, they're off that tough loss. They lost to James Madison at home, so I kind of thought that was you know, a little bit of a kind of a shock personally, because I thought Arkansas State would be able to get it done against James Madison. I do think Troy is the better team. Like you said, I think the Troy team likes to kind of is okay playing slow, as shown in the South Alabama game, but they could also play with a lot of pace and put up a lot of points too. So I don't mind that over. I would also probably take the 3.5 is what I'm seeing right now. It's gone up a little bit, 3.5 on DK at -108. So it looks like it's maybe even going up even more. So maybe wait to bet it to see if this Arkansas State line increases. If you like Arkansas State, maybe take it now. But I will. I'll ride the over with you. I like that look. I think we see the pace play to Arkansas State's style of play. Troy will be more than happy to oblige that, and I think offensively they'll be able to take advantage and get it done. I think Arkansas State will be able to, you know, respond after that tough loss at home against James Madison. Only put up 74. I see them putting up some points as well. So I'll ride that over 157.5 with you.
And shout out my man Nick Sirianni, coach, all-time OG listener, best show on the tube. Appreciate you, man. The tube, baby. Let's go. Pump Fake Pod to the moon on the tube. Chat's rocking always. Appreciate you, Coach, and your support. The donation means a lot. And I know you got a big playoff game upcoming this weekend. So lock in, Coach. Thanks for that donation. We really appreciate that. And like I said, appreciate your support. It's always fun having you in the chat, man. Go, Coach. All right, got like 20 games left. We're creeping up on the late window. UTSA catching 3.5 against Charlotte, the 49ers. These two teams stink. Charlotte laying points on the road after beating Wichita State 104-100. I'm taking UTSA with the points at home, but there is zero chance I put my hard-earned cash on UTSA. they're one of the worst teams in the country. No bet for me with UTSA, but it's just really tough for me to lay 2 possessions with Charlotte here.
Yeah, I'll be on UTSA plus the points. I don't think Charlotte should be laying points on the road to really anybody. I know UTSA is awful. I don't want a part of this game. No bet for me, but I would pick UTSA plus the points at home. First conference home game. We'll ride them and back them.
Yep. They probably do cover. It's one of the easiest bets of the night, but I'm not betting on UTSA. Oh, man. Evansville's catching 8.5 against Murray State. Evansville, man, I don't know about them. They're always just like, this Evansville team. Like what do we see in this Evansville team? I know that they've covered. They covered against Belmont for me. They covered against Drake for me. But ever since then, it's just been a nightmare. I think they've just been a big big issue. And now you got Murray State, though, who's kind of maybe I'll coin my favorite term from last night from my our good friend Warbucks in the chat. They're fat and happy, to say the least. Missouri State is after dominating and winning all these games. I think this number is spot on. I think the foul game is really going to be an issue for this number. Especially if you like Evansville. I think Murray State may have some problems offensively at first, but they'll pick it up and then flirt with this number the entire second half. I'll lay it. No bet for me, though, just because Evansville may be due after just kind of laying it down the last couple games.
Yeah, correct. I think I'll lay it. No bet as well. I know, just FYI, Rhythm has this as like one of a parlay piece for the money line, Murray State money line minus 358. Again, that parlay piece, high confidence leg. It has at least a 60% win probability, positive edge versus the sports book, and strong recent form, hitting 7 of the last 10. So it's kind of flagged that as that. Got a win chance percentage of 79.2%. So if you wanted to maybe put that in a money line parlay, I don't typically like to put away teams in money line parlays, just personally. But obviously you saw on Saturday, I did kind of a home money line parlay. Didn't come through. Speaking of Arkansas State, they were one of the teams that lost it for me. But it was right there. The Arkansas State dropped it, and then Furman lost in overtime. So pretty close on the little fun 5-legger. But so you could possibly throw Murray State in as a money line piece. I'm just going to take the minus 8.5. No bet for me. Not quite sure if they win this by margin. I think they do win the game. I think Murray State, like you said, could be a little fat and happy. Maybe they survive and advance here. You look at last time out against Valparaiso, or not last time out, but on the road against Valpo, won by 6. Illinois, Chicago, won by 4. I know Evans was probably the worst of those two teams, but still 8.5, a lot of points, especially on the road. So lay it, no bet.
All right. University of South Florida is going into Ridiculous Morgoon, University of South Florida. Shout out Key and Peele, legendary skit. Against North Texas, over-unders 144.5. South Florida's laying 4.5. It's too easy, right? North Texas at home. They have they like to limit possessions. They really slow you down defensively. They hang in games. But where do they struggle the most? Offensively. And they just beat Tulsa at home. I think this could be an issue for a good South Florida team coming into town, probably pissed off after their 2 overtime game. It does kind of scare me laying points on the road, but I think I will lay it with South Florida here. This one is a checks the picks page if I bet this, though, just due to the fact that it is a road team laying this many points. But I think North Texas really could struggle offensively, and maybe their defense keeps them in it. But South Florida athletically is going to outmatch them in the end and win and cover on the road. So, yeah, check the page on this one if I bet the Bulls.
Yeah, I'll take North Texas plus 4.5. I don't love it just for the fact that if South Florida would have survived and won that game against UAB in double overtime at home, I'd definitely be on North Texas here. But now we kind of get a spot where USF is off the home loss, North Texas off the home win against the very good Tulsa team. But I will take the points in North Texas. I'll trust the home atmosphere there in the Super Pit. I just think, where Tulsa, they also kind of like to play with some pace, not obviously as much as South Florida. But, North Texas was able to get the win there at home against Tulsa. So why shouldn't they be able to get it done here against South Florida? I'm getting 4.5. Maybe South Florida puts up a valiant effort and gets it done. But I think, them being able to slow it down, limit possessions will allow this game to be close. And I'll take the home team here plus the 4.5 due to that. And it's Dusty's dog of the day, North Texas money line plus 170 and plus 4.5.
All right, Dusty. North Texas entire collegiate sports structure is broken after their football team wins a bowl game and entire team hits the portal. Yeah.
Also, their coach, their head coach is now the coach at Oklahoma State. So that's also why their entire team basically hit the portal as well.
Right.
Because now their coach is gone. Just FYI.
Yep. It's a business. It's a business. And yes, Jerry, we did watch Auburn and Hasty. That was crazy. Illinois State's laying 6.5 against Valparaiso. Over-under's 137.5. I've been betting Valparaiso a ton. They've been kind of cash cows for sure. I think that they have been a fun team under Roger Powell, really improved. Got a good win against UIC. They covered against SIU, covered against Murray State. So they've been covering these kind of Missouri Valley games. Now you get an Illinois State team who's just been drilling teams. And this line is a little bit short in my opinion. But this is a road team. I'm gonna step away from the darlings a little bit of Valpo. But I am going to wait to bet this. I think that people are going to bet down on Valpo. Illinois State's just been kind of drilling teams. I feel like they've figured it out. And they're going to continue riding this momentum at home. Not too far of a travel spot from Normal to Valpo. And I think this is kind of a breezier game for them. The line's a little telling that Valpo could maybe hang in there. And Valpo's proven that they can. But now you're going to get Illinois State, who's really come along, found some camaraderie. Walking into Valpo, where I think defensively could really step up. I love Chase Walker, Tyreek Coleman, and this Illinois State team. But I'm gonna have to go against my darlings on this one and lay points here. Just think Illinois State's just better, and Valpo lays an egg on this one. But they'll be back, and I will be back betting on Valpo and Roger Powell very soon.
Yeah, I will. I'll be on Indiana State as well. Last time I played Valpo team total under against Northern Iowa and it hit. I was possibly looking at maybe playing the Valpo team total under here. Illinois State offensively played a slow pace. They're a good defensive team. Valpo struggles offensively. I'm seeing 65.5. So maybe possibly take the Valpo team total under 65.5 rather than take Illinois State minus the 6.5. Check the picks page, kind of see what I do. I would be on the Illinois State side though.
All right, Purdue laying 16.5 against Washington. Over under is 152.5. Washington got just their ass beat by IU, but they made it a game. Purdue has just been dominating in their last stretch. They beat Minnesota by 28, Marquette by 20, Auburn by 28, Kent State by 41, Wisconsin on the road by 15. Now they have a Washington team that is hanging out in Indiana. We're down south in Bloomington, now heading up the road northwest to West Lafayette, where there's just absolutely nothing to do. Some good golf, but it's January, so yeah, best of luck there. But global warming, golfed on Christmas potentially, so yeah, it was a great day, golfing on Christmas, but it's a 60-degree day. But anywho, that's far gone. It's January, nothing to do in West Lafayette. It feels like a lot of points for this Purdue team that I feel like might just start playing with their food. But to go against Purdue is a little scary for me. I'm going to pick Washington. We don't know which Washington team we're going to get, but they need to play with some type of pride out here in Indiana. They look pretty good in the second half. If they can parlay that into the first half against Purdue and hang around, I think they'll be just fine. But 40 minutes of basketball is tough for me to bet on the Huskies. I'll pick Washington. No bet. I could be talked into betting the Huskies, though.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll see let's just wait and see what this line does. I'm seeing 17.5s as well. So it's came up a little bit already. Maybe we wait overnight. We can get closer to 18.5, 19.5 possibly. It'd be a Washington plus the 17.5 for me, but it is scary to bet anything kind of inside 20, in my opinion, against Purdue at home. Especially after they dropped that home game against Iowa State earlier on the season. They're not going to want that to happen again for the rest of the season. And, like you said, who knows what Washington gets. I mean, they kept it respectable against Indiana, only lost by 10. I just think it's a way too many points. I'll pick Washington plus 17.5. Wait to bet it, though, because I think maybe we can get a better number. And then maybe pull the trigger. I don't know.
Yeah. Colorado laying 9.5 against Utah. The over-under is 164.5. Colorado off of their loss to Northern Colorado at home, then they go pick it up and win out west in Arizona State. Utah's really just laid it down, and they've really struggled in conference play, to say the least. The running Utes have. Now you have them going into elevation, Colorado laying points. Elliot, Mr. Big 12 guy, is this a spot for Colorado? I mean, Utah not really worried about elevation, so the elevation play is completely gone. And now you have Utah, but offensively, they have elevation issues, just trying to get the ball up in the air and scoring, and defensively major issues. Colorado at home has been feisty. Who are you going with here, man?
Yeah, I kind of like the road team here. I like Utah. I know they're not great. However, I just think that, conference play, this is too many points. I know Utah, they got their ass kicked by Arizona by 19. We'll talk about Arizona here in a bit. But it's Arizona, respectable. Like you said, elevation, not a factor. Utah used to it. Now they're coming to Colorado. They do have the Holy War on the hardwood on deck on Saturday, kind of maybe a look ahead spot. But, like I always say in the Big 12, there is no look ahead spot. You got to focus on the task at hand. I'll take Utah plus the 9.5. Not sure if I'll get to a bet with it just because of how bad they are. But I do think that that's the right side. Colorado laying 9.5. I just think that's a little bit too many, in my opinion. You look at when they have taken up kind of a step up in competition per se. Their one kind of home game beat Providence by 9. I just don't really feel like laying double digits with Colorado at home, even though it is Utah.
Yeah, no bet for me on this one. Utah sucks. I lean Colorado, but really think this number's the perfect number. Utah hangs around 7 to 9 points the entire game. So
us by 7. Did you set it best?
Yep, no bets. Vanderbilt laying 4.5 against Alabama. Ooh, woohoo! Over unders 177.5. Now we have Alabama going in on the road to Vanderbilt and the amphitheater, I like to call it, not really a gym, playing on a stage in their background. I guess that works for Nashville. Vanderbilt, been a solid team. They're one of the best teams in the country, 14-0. Now they welcome in one of the better teams and one of the better programs in the last few years in the SEC in Alabama. This over-under has absolutely skyrocketed. I smell one of those crazy unders. I know it's Alabama and Vanderbilt, so I'm going to wait to bet this. I think this could get up into the 180s. It's already at 179.5 on BetMGM. And I think that if Vanderbilt wants to actually cover this, play a little more serious, they need to be able to try to slow Alabama down. But I know taking unders is just a little bit crazy, but it's just a lot of points, especially for going on the road. When I like Vanderbilt, I think that this is a big spot for them, but also a huge spot for Alabama to just spoil the undefeated streak of Vanderbilt. So I expect both teams to kind of be playing up to speed here, up to par, and even stepping up a little bit more defensively. And the amphitheater gets it done. But, I'm going to wait to bet this and take one of those crazy unders with these high-tempo teams. This is a little crazy, I know, but we're gonna wait to bet the under here and let it get up to like the 180s.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. I think I might be on the under with you. Rhythm also has the under actually 178.5 as a parlay piece at minus 112, just FYI. So again, it's having it hit at a 70% chance at 178.5. So if we can, wait to bet it, get a better number. I like the under there. This number, I know Coach was saying it in the chat, kind of a sketchy spread. I think it's kind of interesting because, Ken Palm's got this line at 7. And now we see Vanderbilt only laying minus 4.5. Shows, me that the books like to favor Alabama here. Rightly so, with the fact that as Jerry mentioned in the chat, Bama's won 5 straight at Vandy. Maybe it ends tomorrow. I'll take Vanderbilt. Alabama hasn't been on the road since their road win at St. John's. We've kind of seen that St. John's maybe isn't the team that we thought they were. But now first true road game in SEC play, I'll lay it with Vandy here at the minus 4.5. But yeah, give me the under 178.5. Wait to bet it because, like you said, we could maybe see this going over the 180 mark, possibly, kind of similar to what that Kentucky one did. I thought I got a good number for the Kentucky Alabama over, and it definitely did not come through either. So I could see this game ending in the 80s, both in the 80s.
Bradley laying 6.5 against Drake. Over unders 144.5. Drake is really, really fraudulent, man, and super kind of lazy, in my opinion. Watching them play, they just don't really play with any energy. And now you get Bradley at home, which is a force to be reckoned with. I'm going to go ahead and lay it with Bradley. Drake really exhausted everything. They ended up beating Indiana State, but they had to come back to win. Indiana State was hanging around with them the entire time. Now you have Bradley coming off of a 2 road stretch losses in a row against Belmont and Murray State. Give me Bradley at home for sure against this, as Hasty says it. Shout him out. Sus Drake team. Let's go, Hasty.
Yeah, give me Bradley here at home. I know they haven't been as good at home as we typically see. I mean, they only beat Southern Illinois by 4, Evansville by 8 at home. So 6.5. That's kind of a higher number, but like you said, they're a little fraudulent. As Hasty said, they're sus. They just haven't been very good. So I'll back Bradley. I'll back the home team here, and we'll go from there.
All right, BYU, Arizona State. BYU is laying 17.5 against our guy DeJuice there in the Sun Devils. Arizona State's off 3 losses in a row. BYU's just been pretty dominant. You got to see them live against Kansas State. Might as well take it over, Mr. Big 12 guy over there. Are you taking BYU in Provo here, laying the points against Arizona State? I mean, this is a Big 12 game, I guess. But yes.
Yeah, Big 12 game now. I'll take BYU minus the 17.5. But it seems like too many points. I know it's BYU at home in Provo. So yeah, it kind of makes sense. But Arizona State, they're off of that Colorado loss at home as well. So they're going to play, come out and play with their hair kind of on fire. Last time out on the road last year, Arizona State lost by 20 to BYU. This BYU team is good, man. They got it done despite only shooting kind of like 9 of 24 from the 3 against K-State. Took care of business on the road. Shout out to, I forget who was battling me in the chat. I think it was Jeff. I think he was battling me with BYU. He took BYU minus the 7.5 or 8.5. I think it's too many points just off of my gut. I'll take Arizona State plus the 17.5 just because of how big of a points and it being a conference game. They're not playing these, non-conference terrible teams like they were earlier on the season when they were winning. But, you look at Abilene Christian at home, only won that game by 18. I know they absolutely routed Pacific. But I just think it's too many points. So I'll go with my gut, take Arizona State plus the points. No bet for me, though, because BYU could open it up.
Yep. If Nevada loses, I'll be 10-13 on the day. So, but I'm not going to sit here and cry about it and ruin everyone else's mood. I'm going to be steadfast forward. We're going to have a solid day tomorrow, and we're still up 40-plus units on the year. I'll lay it with BYU. They're a much better team. Athletically is going to dominate Arizona State. Give me BYU at home. Arizona's laying 20.5 against Kansas State. Over-unders 168.5. Elliot, what you doing here, Mr. Kansas State? Do they survive on the road at all?
I mean, so my whole kind of deal with them against BYU is the fact that I said, if they shoot the 3, they should be able to hang in there and possibly win it on the money line. You look at what they shot, 3 of 21 from 3, good for 14%. So, one of those teams that relies on the 3 heavily like they do. And all 3 of those came from the same guy, Abdi Bashir. Everybody else didn't hit a 3. So, that kind of ruined that bet. I would have thought they would have shot better at home. But I will, I'll take my Cats plus 20.5. I don't love it. Emphasis on my Cats, the Wildcats of Kansas State, not Arizona Wildcats. Battle of the Cats here. I'm not betting this game. I think 20.5 is a ridiculous number just because it is conference play. It is huge, but it is Arizona. They are really freaking good. But I think we should be able to be somewhat competitive and put up a decent amount of points. So, maybe look at the over 168.5. Maybe Arizona puts up 100, and that means if we can put up at least 70, which I like our chances, especially after the terrible shooting performance. I'll pick that. That's what I'll go with. No bet for me on this game, but over 168.5.
Yeah. K-State. just looked putrid a little bit on their last outing, and I feel like they're going to have a pick me up spot here, But to go against Arizona is just a tad bit scary in my opinion. They're one of the best teams in the country. Can't be fading Iowa State and Arizona this week, but I think it's too many points. I like your angle on the over. This one's a check the page though. If I bet it, I gotta see what happens here, especially with how volatile Kansas State can be at times. And we missed a few lines on our 7:00 slate, so I don't think they're out yet still. So, but we'll get those all on the pick sheet, by the way.
I like the over in that game, by the way. Same thing Elliot said. No defense. They should score. Arizona's scoring a lot of points and giving up plenty of points because of the amount of possession. So I'll play the over.
All right, St. Thomas is laying 13.5 against South Dakota. Over under is 162.5. You got St. Thomas. Excuse me, God. In St. Paul, they're off of 6 wins in a row. Just scored 92 against Denver. Now you got South Dakota, who loves to run at tempo and pace. They just put up 61 though. Only on the road. So I think there could be a little bounce back offensively for South Dakota. And then St. Thomas, who doesn't really play too much defense. It's a high total, but I'm not afraid of it. Even after St. Thomas having a high total game, I think that they can bounce back. We're going to see tons of possessions here. I'm taking the over here in St. Thomas, South Dakota.
Yeah, St. Thomas home game overs have been solid. That's what I liked. Also, 162.5. I think this game is played in the 80s, upper 80s. So I'm with you. Give me the over 162.5.
Yeah, I like that as well. I'll ride the over 162.5. I just think that, Tommy's at home. They're consistently putting up, right there, damn near at the 90-point mark, 87, 88, 92, 92, last 4 out at home in against D1 opponents. South Dakota, like you said, Huff, put up a stinker, only putting up 61 points. That's unlike their offense. I think we see a lot of offense here. I'll ride that over 162.5 as well.
All right, Ole Miss. Oh God, catching 4.5 in Oxford. Over unders 153.5 against Arkansas. Can't believe I like Ole Miss here. I feel like this line's a little bit telling. Ole Miss is just so bad. I feel like they have issues in their locker room. And this Arkansas team is really gelling. And to fade Arkansas as well as Arizona and Iowa State doesn't sound too promising. Arkansas got it done for us with Tennessee on Saturday. Now they go on the road to Oxford, where Mississippi's just really struggled. But this is their first conference opener. I'll take Ole Miss. I could be talked into betting them. I foresee some issues with betting them with just how bad they've looked and just incohesive they've been. 10-13 officially on the night, by the way, today.
I'm with you. Ole Miss coming back home off of a loss. Arkansas hitting the road to go play hotty toddy here, and they got Auburn on deck. I think Arkansas wins it, but I think it comes down late in some free throws. I think they win by 3 or 4. So I like the 5 that's popping up now. Maybe I'll just wait and see where it gets to, but I like Ole Miss in this one.
Man, anytime Ole Miss has kind of stepped up in competition, I guess besides Memphis, they haven't fared well, especially, dropped that game against Miami at home. I'll back Ole Miss plus 5, but I don't love betting that just because of how ass Mississippi is, like you said, Huff. So give me the home team here, and no bet for me.
SMU catching 4.5 against Clemson.
Go for it.
Man, it seems like Clemson's short number at home is what it feels like to me. I don't know about you guys. Coming in, we've been on the road back to back. SMU coming in. Oh, SMU just beat North Carolina. Give me Clemson minus 4.5. Just beat North Carolina at home. Now you're traveling. This is a scheduled L. Give me Clemson minus the 4.5.
Yeah, SMU off of a win against North Carolina. Now they're going into Little John, which isn't an easy place to play, and has really been an arena that's come to life. Clemson hasn't been home since officially home since South Carolina on Tuesday, December 16th. I think Clemson gets it done, and SMU lays that dud that we've seen from SMU in ACC play for sure, especially after a nice win of putting up 97.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm right there with you guys. 12-2 versus 12-3 should be a fun game to kind of end the night here. I'll take Clemson and the better defense here. Trust the defense at home to get it done. Take the 4.5, like Trev said. SMU off of the nice upset win, you could say, I guess, over North Carolina at home. Now they hit the road. Last time out on the road, they lost to Vanderbilt by 19. I think Clemson just makes this an ugly type of a game. Physically, are able to, out physical them. Defensively, slow SMU's pace down, and I think Clemson gets it done. End up, if it does become a little close down the stretch, they're good enough free throw shooting team, shooting 73%, to keep the lead at 5 or more and kind of extend that. I maybe see this game at like 10 points, and maybe SMU hits a meaningless 3 down the stretch, closes it at 7. But I think Clemson covers this minus 4.5.
Let's go. Loyola Chicago catching a point against Davidson. Over unders 136.5. Loyola lost a heartbreaker against Dayton, but they've been playing good, man. Loyola's looked pretty solid. Davidson, they're a fugazi. Loyola's the shit that in the trash that we love to pick up. And another man's trash is whatever they say about the treasure. But Loyola is a nice treasure, but it's a nice treasure to look upon from afar. I will not be betting Loyola, but I think that they get this done against Davidson. The line's just a little scary for me. The books don't know what to do about this Loyola Chicago team. I'll take them on the money line. No bet.
I kind of like Loyola. Starting to play better. Dropped the game against Davidson at home by 2 after they beaten Rhode Island as like 10.5 point dogs or whatever on the road. I think they're figuring it out. Conference play, it's a new season here. I think they washed that, and they're starting to play better basketball here. I'll take Loyola with the 1.5 over Davidson. I really like Loyola tomorrow. It's one of my favorites. I just think we're getting an underrated team or undervalued team due to what they did in the non-con. But now that they're in conference play, they're starting to play a lot better. They look better watching them, and they just couldn't hang on against Dayton. But I still think they get this done. So I'll take Loyola with the 1.5 here.
Yeah, the one thing I haven't that's kind of keeping me off from betting Loyola Chicago, just kind of right off the bat, is just the fact that their defense is kind of atrocious still, and they give up a good amount of threes, and that's something that Davidson really likes to have success with and take advantage of. So that's kind of the one thing that's causing me to not maybe immediately bet it. I'll probably end up betting Loyola Chicago here on the money line. Davidson already off of the road victory against St. Joseph's last time out. Now they turn around back-to-back road spot here. Like you said, Huff, Loyola lost that heartbreaker to Dayton where they were kind of up in it for a lot of the game. But I think that they can respond here and get it done against Davidson at home. So I'll be on Loyola Chicago money line.
All right, Virginia laying 12.5 against California. Virginia had a nice little road win against NC State. Now the over-under is sitting at 147.5. This Virginia team, man, is a little bit suffocating, but they're also more suffocating on offense. And I think if Cal can play a little bit solid here, I like the over here, man. I can't believe I like a Virginia over. If I'm looking back on it 5 years from now, looking ahead at this, I'm like, what the hell? But this Virginia offense is high power and very potent, and they're able to turn it on. I think Cal's been able to really show both sides of the ball, and I think they're able to get 70, where Virginia gets around low 80s, and this hangs around that 12 number. I think it's a perfect number. But I think if Cal can hang around it, get 70, this number flies over the 147.5. So I'll take the over in Virginia Cal. I really like both these teams actually to start ACC play. Cal even I like too. They're solid.
Yeah, does this total feel a little low? Virginia can score points. I know they can play some defense, but Cal can score. I get it's their first trip out east. It's completely I think probably one of the furthest trips they could take here. So their offense can be a little sluggish, but I think Virginia can give up some points yet. 147. I mean, what are we talking, like 80 to 70, 83, 68 or whatever? I mean, it all gets home. I like this over 147. It just feels a little low. Virginia plays efficient ball. They can score. They can give up a few points given how many extra possessions they play. And Cal, we know, has a good offense if it gets going. Maybe they're jet lagged and this never stands a chance, but I like the over. I think Cal can keep this within 9-10 points here, and we get like an 83, 60, 68, 70 game.
Yeah, I don't mind that over either. That Cal likes to score. I'm just gonna back Virginia here at home off of not necessarily a buzzer beater, but 4-point play that Notre Dame fouled up 3, tried to foul. Data Ames hit the 3 and 1, won that game, kind of stole victory out of the jaws of defeat. So off of that, kind of riding high after dropping that game to Louisville. Definitely some mixed emotions there. Now you travel to Virginia. I'll lay it with Virginia here. I'm probably going to stay off of betting this game. But I'll take Virginia on the side. I do like that over. I'd favor the over versus the under in that game.
All right, final game of the night. Boise State's laying 8.5 against Grand Canyon. Over/under's 137.5. Grand Canyon off of a loss against Boise State or against Colorado State. Now you have Boise State on the at home. I feel like this number is just perfect. It is a little scary, but I think Grand Canyon will step it up here after their home loss. But Boise at home is a juggernaut. They're solid. Outside of playing Hawaii Pacific, they're pretty good at home. But 8.5 points, that's just a lot. But Boise's defense, juggernaut, I think could really disrupt Grand Canyon. I'll pick Grand Canyon plus 8.5, but I won't be betting this on the late window and worrying about this on tomorrow's Pump Fake Pod. So no bet for me from Grand Canyon.
Yeah, I kind of like an under here. You got Boise off of the triple overtime game. They're not going to want to run and gun. I think they want to make this game more of a crawl. And Grand Canyon, we know, is not as good away from home. I get they're coming off a loss. Maybe first half they show up a little bit, and Boise's a little sleepwalking after that long game, and then halftime they kind of kick it into gear. But I think this is an under. I think this is a game played in the upper 60s. We get like a 71, like 65 final, something like that. So I like the under here, 137.5. I just think it's a tad high. for how Boise's going to want to play, and Grand Canyon not as great on the road.
Yeah, I'll lay it with Boise here. I think they respond off that heartbreaker against San Diego State. Think they can take care of business against the Grand Canyon team, who, like Trev said, kind of struggles on the road a little bit. I know they went on the road and beat Wyoming by 12 to open up Mountain West play. They just dropped that home game to Colorado State, so it could possibly be a little bounce back spot. I just think Boise State's defense is too good for Grand Canyon to really do much of anything with. And we're getting Boise at home. I'll lay it, but it's kind of a larger number. We'll see if I bet this. I'll probably end up betting it depending on how the day's going. I think they can win this by double digits here. Boise probably by 12 to 15.
Yeah.
Yes, and again, we don't have lines on Gardner Webb, High Point, Presbyterian, Radford, Bucknell Navy, American Colgate, Boston Lafayette. So we will get those on our pick sheet. I will make sure I get those on my pick sheet. I'll probably bet a couple of those games. So yeah, but we did not get those. So stay tuned for those. Elliot, what are we rocking with the rhythm play of the day? You call it.
I was waiting for Trev to see what he liked and then go from there.
Fire it up, see what it says.
Well, check what Elliot sent you.
Oh, I didn't see. Gotcha. Oh, okay. I didn't even see you texting me.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't mind the. I don't mind the cow one.
You can twist my arm to make me bet that. I don't mind that.
I don't think it needed much twisting.
Give me the old dick twist. Yeah, twist his dick. Give me the old dick twist. All right, let's do that. We'll do the over in that game. That's fine. For over Virginia Cal 147.5 for rhythm play today. 27 and 14 now it is. But we'll get back to it. Check out all of our stuff on the picks page. Hit that like and subscribe button as well. It really helps us out. Goes a long way. You guys are awesome in the chat. Tomorrow we'll be live at 11 Eastern normal time. And then we'll be rolling over the Thursday slate of games. It's always a good one. Some good mid-major games on Thursday, and we got some day hoops Thursday as well too to go over. So looking forward to it. It's going to be a solid episode tomorrow night. Make sure to tune in, and until you get there, make sure to hit that like button before you get there. So thanks everyone for tuning in. We really appreciate you.
Toodles.
Peace and love, everyone.